Blog Talk Radio.
Good evening, everybody. This is your co-host, Kirk and Kirk, and you have now entered into The Huddle. I'd like to introduce our host, Brother Carl Albert.
Peace, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to The Huddle. And today we're going to deal with basically Egyptology again, but we're not using that term. But that's what the basics of the show is from a biblical perspective. As it states, subject and title of the show is the secret relationship between Israel and Egypt, or the Israelites and the Egyptians, right? So this is what we're dealing with, people. It's no secret that in the world today you have a lot of African Americans in America that came over on the slave ships and descendants of those that came over on the slave ship that's searching for their history. I have no problem with that. And then you have those that are descendants of those that was on the trade slave ships that say they are Hebrews, the biblical people, the people that God chose to come up out of Egypt. So you got one that said they was in Egypt captive, and then they said they was in Egypt, and if they were, then they was our captors. Two black. So at the end of the day, we're going to take our time. We're just going to go through some scriptures in the Bible, then we're going to open up the phone lines for some Q&A and stuff so I can talk to people. This is the last day of this physical calendar year, and we just going to have fun with it, people. Tomorrow, I'm going to start intense show-by-show on precept, line-up-on line breakdown of false prophets and things of that nature, which I already had that plan, but seeing that all this Egyptology and all this stuff has hit the table, I thought it best that I in this physical calendar year with this conversation. So what we're going to do is we are going to start this off because we want to deal with the relation. Let's go to Isaiah 9, identify them or identify us. We just want to deal with the relationship. And the relationship is that whenever Israel got in trouble, they loved running to Egypt and dealing with the Egyptians. Remember, we was in Egypt from a biblical, scholarly, as you will know this. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to believe this book, a piece of literature. Like any other piece of literature, if you're going to speak on it and you're going to claim to be a scholar, not a historian scholar or, this, that, and others, then you need to be a scholar in this book. If you're not a scholar in this book, then don't try to act like you scholarly with it. Don't do that. Then you perpetrate. And anyone that's a scholar in it or know what this book say, line up on line, precept on precept, is going to check you and make sure what you're saying is up to par or not. So we're going to go to Isaiah 19 because that's what those that deal with this literature does. Just like y'all deal with other teachers and other, philosophers or whatever that write these books and these pieces of literature, whether they're fact or fiction or whatever, you read it, you learn it, then you talk about it from the point of view of knowing what you're talking about. If not, as the world like to say, just shut the hell up. You know what I'm saying? In hell, I'm talking about a condition because that's a hellish condition that you're going to put those in that will hear you thinking you're scholarly, but you're not. Now pick this up at Isaiah 19.
Isaiah chapter 19, verse 1. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence in the midst of it.
So, the Lord always dealing with Egypt. He's always dealing with Egypt. He's always dealing with Israel. He's always dealing with the Gentile dynasties. He's in every affairs. Read on.
And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight, everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom.
So, he's dividing the Egyptians. You see this? This is always the situation because a house divided cannot stand. So you want to get rid of Egypt, you divide it. Same way when he said put the blood up on your door in Exodus 12, or don't put the blood up on your door and see what happened, right? These things have to be dealt with, people. Either you're going to follow this or you're going to follow that. Whether if you call it God, Satan, or whatever you want to call it, you're going to either follow one way or another way. Read on.
Verse 3. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards.
So, they like to talk about voodoo and all this stuff. All these things that pretty much exist in the world today, as they would even tell you, those Egyptologists out there just teaching and doing stuff now, that it all started in Egypt. Like the most of whatever it is you find today started in Egypt. The Greeks came and sat at the feet of the Egyptians and learned about their, mystical system, their secret societies, their this, that, and the other. Young men's being dealt with in a sense that when you become a certain age, just like a young Jewish man today, when you get a certain age, they bring you into the hierarchy of the community. You become a man and no longer a child playing childish stuff, become a man. So all these things and ways of doing these things, right? Egypt had their system, so on and so forth. But Egypt itself is last on the map of great Hamitic societies, people. It's one of the last. But the thing about it is they recorded stuff on the walls. But as you heard us talk about the other day, one of the main focal points in the Bible is that the son of Jacob ended up in Egypt, and he had a big role in what happened from this literary aspect, right? Biblical aspect, literary, from the scholarship of this Bible. This is what they telling us in here. Now, people like to ask a lot of questions about it because they don't understand this book. They can't understand it to a degree because it was stated that it was given to Israel. So how you going to understand our stuff? To the fact that how we going to understand your stuff? Or why would we even care about your stuff? But if we're going to deal with it, yes, just like I did the show on Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark, asking the question, not going at them or defending them, but just asking the question to provoke the dialogue, then you must know something about what you're talking about. So let's go to chapter 20. We won't read 1 through 6.
Isaiah chapter 20, verse 1. In the year that Tartan came unto Ashdod, when Sargon, the king of Assyria, sent him, and fought against Ashdod, and took it. At the same time spake the Lord by Isaiah the son of Amos, saying, Go and loose the sackcloth from off thy loins, and put off thy shoe from thy foot. And he did so, walking naked and barefoot.
Now, he did this for 3 years, people. He didn't have no fringes on. So, see, I'm not just talking to those Egyptologists. I'm talking to those that, deal with the Bible. This man did not wear no fringes. He got bucky naked. Read on.
And the Lord said, Like as my servant Isaiah hath walked naked and barefoot 3 years, for a sign and wonder upon Egypt and upon Ethiopia, so shall the king of Assyria lead away the Egyptians prisoners, and the Ethiopians, young and old, naked and barefoot, even with their buttocks uncovered, shame of Egypt.
So, Egypt has been led away from, you see what I'm saying? Now, as we dealt with a show a couple of days ago, you mistake Egyptians and Israelites for one and the same, or one or the other, then you have a problem. And this is a problem with a lot of people, that they don't think that Egyptians has been carried into captivity or maybe even ended up in this captivity. You see what I'm saying? Because that's their argument. How you going to say that it wasn't Egyptians or Ethiopians or Cushites or any other son of Ham that was on them boats, that we are Egyptians or we are Africans, as it's called now over here? They've been carried into captivity too. A black nation or black ethnic group and another black ethnic group from this literary script, text, and shell, this, that, and other, right? From what it's saying. Let's keep rolling.
Verse 5. And they shall be afraid and ashamed of Ethiopia, their expectation.
Okay. Let's pause these mics.
Sorry, brother.
No problem. Read on 5.
Verse 5. And they shall be afraid, their expectation, and of Egypt, their glory. And the inhabitant of this isle shall say in that day, Behold, such is our expectation, whither we flee for help to be delivered from the king of Assyria.
As I said, they've been in the captivity. They know about their captivity more than I do. I ain't pulling out no history books to read them, but we're going to go to Ezekiel now, 29, and we're going to pick it up at 1. What I want to do now is show you the relationship. One group of people going to captivity, another group of people going to captivity. The thing about our captivity is they made it back to their land. We never made it back to the shores of Africa. Only those that got a passport now, this and that, but you would have been born in Africa if your parents would have made it to Africa, and you wouldn't have no quote-unquote American this or that to be dealing with or talking about at all. So your people didn't make it back to Africa, you know what I'm saying? Or our people didn't make it, I'm saying yours and ours, to show the distinction that I believe I'm Israel, you believe you Egyptian or Ethiopian or any other Hamite or whatever, right? 29 and 1.
Chapter 29, verse 1. In the 10th year, in the 10th month, in the 12th day of the month, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and prophesy against him, against all Egypt.
Now, you know, to a degree, Egypt had dynasties, and they had pharaohs. At some point, they stopped having pharaohs. So if you want to deal with the historical, physical, historical, secular, historical point, then you could just go and read about these different kingdoms having conflict in the historical records or secular records, right? Read on.
Speak and say, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, Pharaoh, king of Egypt, the great dragon that lieth in the midst, which hath said, My river is mine own, and I have made it for myself.
So, now, this is once again like Nebuchadnezzar when he got stupid and started talking certain stuff against the Lord, right? He had to remind them that they haven't made anything. They haven't created anything. You know what I'm saying? So what you mean they yours, this and that? People, we're only stewards on this land. We're only stewards in this world. And yes, all dominion was given to us, but we still just stewards. We don't own it, quote unquote. Read on.
Verse 4. But I will put hooks in thy jaws, and I will cause the fish of thy rivers, and I will bring thee up out of the midst of thy rivers, and all the fish of thy rivers shall come to thy scales. And I will leave thee thrown into the wilderness, and all the fish of thy rivers shall fall upon the open fields, that shall not be brought together, nor gathered. I have given thee for meat to the beasts of the field, and to the fowls of the and all the inhabitants of Egypt shall know that I am the Lord, because they have been a staff or a reed to the house of Israel.
And he's doing this what? Because they mess with Israel. As he came and did the 7 plagues and all that. Read in Exodus, right? When we got ready to exit because of the evil and all the harsh conditions and work and the killing of the Hebrew males. The Lord exacted punishment on them. Now, it is what it is, people. You reap what you sow. If you do something evil, then don't expect that evil is not going to come back to you. If you killed the Israelites or the Hebrew children, fed them to alligators, and then why would you unjustly talk crazy about the God of Israel or about God or a plague coming and killing off all the Egyptian firstborns or children? If somebody killed your child today, you went to the courts and have for the murdering or the killing of your child unjust or unequal in judgment, if at the same time you would want the same thing. So, you know, like I said, you could take this as mythology, or you could take this as theology, or you could take this as fact, fiction, whatever you want. But we dealing with literature here, people. And if you're going to be scholarly at it, be scholarly at it. Either way it go, because even if you believe in God or not, the Egyptians did have gods, right? And they did believe in them, right? Even god kings. These pharaohs was god kings, and they had goddesses, queens, and this and that. Which, if y'all really watch, like the polites and the different people that's talking this stuff, yeah, that's why they making their women gods. Not gonna get on anybody personal, this and that. We just gonna keep read.
When they took hold of thee by the hand, thou didst break, and rend all their shoulder. Thou breakest, and madest all their loins to be at a stand. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, Behold, I will bring a sword upon thee, and cut off man and beast out of thee. The land of Egypt shall be desolate and waste, and they shall know that I am the Lord. Because he hath said, The river is mine, and I have made it.
So, why did he do that? Because he didn't want to acknowledge Egyptians had gods. They had Ra. They had Isis. They had Osiris. They had Set. They had God. Don't get mad because in this book, it's the God of Israel that said he exacting punishment on them. Y'all know if plagues came that y'all would have said the gods of Egypt are mad and stuff. Let's sacrifice to them. Let's do this and let's do that so they won't put a fish hook in our mouth and do this. You know, most claim to be atheists, but you come from a society where they believed in gods and they acted accordingly to those belief systems they had. And you had to believe it because it was part of the culture, like most belief system or religious. Read on.
Verse 10. Behold, therefore I am against thee, against thy rivers, and I will make the land of Egypt utterly waste and desolate, from the tower of Syene unto the border of Ethiopia. No foot of man shall pass through it, nor foot of beast shall pass through it, neither shall it be inhabited 40 years.
40 years without any people gonna go down, people. It's gonna become desolate. That's pretty much a generation. And why do you have Egypt predicament that it's in today? Because it was a time frame where they could not take care of their house and that they was not home. If you got a house or a home, leave it for 40 years and test it out. See if when you come back that it's gonna be good, or see if people ain't ravished it and went in there and got the copper and the wiring and the different stuff out of it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they over there digging up stuff too. All stuff had been covered over, this, that, and the other, right? But let's read on.
Verse 12. And I will make the land of Egypt desolate in the midst of the countries that are desolate, and her cities among the cities that are laid waste shall be desolate 40 years. Disperse them through the countries.
So this sound like conversation when they read in Deuteronomy 28, right? They're gonna scatter. He gonna scatter Egypt amongst the nations and disperse them through the countries. Israel was dispersed, right, and scattered. So now if you got two dark-skinned race of people that people are already the same people at certain times, you know what I'm saying? At the same time, like when they thought Joseph to be an Egyptian, even his own brothers, if they thought Moses to be the Egyptian or the son of a grandson of a pharaoh, if they thought Paul to be Egyptian, then you can understand when they being dispersed and people being dispersed, depending at what time, then you could get confused with who's who. So who's to say at the time that Israel was being dispersed in 70 AD and stuff, and they ran down into Egypt, and when people went to go get them, even the Edomites that laid hand on at the time, that they didn't snatch up one or two, so whatever, Ethiopians, Cushites or whatever. Seeing, as I stated in the show the other day, we was mingling and having babies amongst each other. Some Ethiopians and some Egyptian men was marrying and having baby by Israelite women, and some Israelite men was having babies and this and that by the Ethiopian women and stuff. However, they lustful eye or tender eye, as Brother Kevin was using in yesterday's show, felt for these people. So when you snatch up a family, you know what I'm saying, then you might get a mixed multitude of people then, right? That's why, once again, you can't really say that you are of this tribe, this, that, and the other, and you really don't know. All you can say, I'm part of the nation of Israel, or if I'm not truly physically, I want to be, therefore I'm still going to do what the God of Israel say. That's written in this literature, this piece of literature that we're dealing with here, then you can still be Israel, people, because it's just not a physical thing. Jacob did what the God of Israel said, therefore he changed his name to Israel. That's how he received his name. And if his children do the same, it'll be the same situation. Simple as that. So let's read on.
Yet thus saith the Lord God, in the 40 years will I gather the Egyptians whither they were scattered, and I will bring again the captivity of Egypt, and will cause them to return into the land of Pathros, the land of their habitation. They shall be there a base kingdom.
They should be there a base kingdom. They're not going to be hot no more. They going to return back to the land from and stuff. They're going to be a base kingdom there, though. It's going to be other kings over them. It's the same thing when he dealt with us, and Nebuchadnezzar is the one that took out. He said we no longer going to be the head. We're going to be the tail. So he's no respecter person. The same way he give out whippings is how he give out whippings. Your children came over my house, and I'm whooping my children. If I got a gin belt, yours going to get the gin belt. If I got a stick, they're going to get the stick upside the head like mine. No respect to child. And truly, all of us is if you believe that there's a God or you want to deal with a God. The gods of Egypt was not true gods. They was not real. But yet and still, your ancestors rise in the same way y'all do. Haru and all that. You know what I'm saying? You're doing as your forefathers did. You know what I'm saying? And they worship false gods. Because if you don't believe that there's a God and you're dealing with the gods, then you must believe they false, but you want to believe in the mythology of them.
It shall be the basis of the kingdom, neither shall it exalt itself any more above the nations, for I will diminish them. They shall no more rule over the nations.
Okay, so Egypt, it ain't gonna be a world power no more, right? Matter of fact, the people that's in the land now is not Egyptians truly. They Arabs, right? So it's the same thing, just like we should be trying to get back to Israel or Jerusalem, y'all should be trying to get back to Egypt. And if you're going to hate on us because we're not bum rushing our land, then what about y'all bum rushing y'all land? Get your money right. Get your stuff right. Go home. Get the strong man out your house. Why people keep talking about, well, we want reparations of this and that, and we want a piece of land, and we want to be able to be our own nation, this and that, and you claim in Egypt or whatever country over there, Africa, all the quote-unquote white men or European men out and take the land. See, RBGs, and there's nothing against the RBGs, you know, revolutionary but gangster. If y'all was truly gangster, I'm like my man Pac now. If you truly gangster, go on start a revolution. Go on kick it off. Go on go over there and get down with the, what was Nelson Mandela crew? Go on do that. The next Nelson Mandela. Get inspired by the movie and by the man's life. You know, they talking a lot about him now. And go do that. See, people always out here talking like they scholars and they this and that, and they got heart and they doing this and that. But y'all ain't talking to real. Y'all ain't talking to real. That's why we're going to be dealing with false prophets and blood suckers of the poor. That's the 5%ers of the Muslim, whichever one like to say that. You know what I'm saying? The 10%. Y'all know about the 10%. Leeches, blood suckers of the poor. The 5%, the poor righteous teachers. And then the what? Only lack of knowledge. About that. That's why I said I don't get into all that stuff, people, but I ain't ignorant of it. It's just not my thing. I'm pro-Israel. I deal with Israel doctrine more than I deal with anybody doctrine or anything. But I'm studying the Dr. Benz and the Dr. Clarks and I showed you the Malcolm X book. I got more. Somebody else in my family took those books and they do their study, and that's their lane. I don't really get in that lane, but I can come over in the lane if I need to pass by somebody sometime. You know what I mean? But let's keep dealing with this right here. So, like I said, Black History Month, I'm going to get very scholarly with it. I'm going to get the history books out, and I'm really get down. So I adjure everybody your scholarship is up to par, because I'm taking it as a personal challenge to deal with the scholarship. Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark will be brought up again. The question of them truly knowing the Bible will be brought up again. You know what I'm saying? And for y'all that don't know, Dr. Ben's birthday is today. The man is passed, but he was born on December the 31st. You know what I'm saying? Historical fact for the Black History Month is not here yet, but let's keep it rolling. Now, let's start. Let's go to Jeremiah. We want 43. Jeremiah 43, chapter 43, 1 through 13. And like I said, just come get some biblical scholarship. Take down these scriptures, do this and that, you know what I'm saying? And get your study on, you know what I'm saying?
Jeremiah chapter 43, verse 1. And it came to pass that when Jeremiah made an end of speaking unto all the people their God, for which the Lord their God had sent him to them, even all these words, then spake Azariah, the son of Johanan, son of Kerah, and all the proud men, Thou speakest falsely. The Lord our God hath not sojourned there.
Yep, he said they said that. But the Lord, we gonna read.
But Baruch, the son of Neriah, setteth thee on again to deliver us into the hand of the Chaldeans, that they might put us to death and carry us away captive into Babylon. So Johanan, son of Kerah, and all the captains of the forces, and all the people obeyed not the voice of the Lord, to dwell in the land of Judah.
They not obeying the voice of the Lord, right? The prophet told them to flee. They said the Lord ain't told you that. That and the other, right? Read on.
But Johanan, the son of Kerah, and all the captains of the forces, took all the remnant of Judah that were returned from all the nations, whether they had been driven, to dwell in the land of Judah.
So, they had been driven out, right? Remember, the Egyptians was to be driven out in all countries and nations, right? Now, Israel has been driven out, too, out of their land, even at this time, because we done went into captivity plenty of times. We've been in captivity to a lot of people. But read on.
Even men and women, and children, and the king's daughters, and every person. Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, had left with of Shaphan, and Jeremiah, the prophet, and Baruch, the son of Neriah.
Read on.
So they came into the land of Egypt, for they obeyed not the voice of the Lord. Thus came they to Tephanes.
So, they didn't obey the voice of God. They went into the land of Egypt, as I told you they always do. As it said, Jeremiah had made an end of speaking unto all the people the words of the Lord, for which the Lord God said unto him. And what did they say? God, go, what did he say? Go, verse 2, the last, is go not into Egypt to sojourn there. We back at 7.
Then came the word of the Lord unto Jeremiah and Tephanes, saying, Take great stones in thine hand, and hide them in the clay, which is at the entry of Pharaoh's house in Tephanes, and say unto them, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, I will send and take Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon. My servant will set his throne upon these stones that I have hid, and he will spread his royal pavilion over them.
Okay, so Egypt, yeah, you should be mad at us a lot, all the time, because you got a spanking for dealing with us wrongly down there in Egypt. Now Nebuchadnezzar finna be at your doorstep because you had now Israel, whom the Lord said don't go down there. So they hiding down in there. You know, the Lord said from here he's sending Nebuchadnezzar in there to get them. So this is the secret relation between the Egyptians and the Israelites. The Egyptians, yeah, they opened up the door because Joseph was a great man in there, and he had the door open, and the Pharaoh knew him. But when the Pharaohs knew him not, then they abhorred the Israelites, and they put strong bondage on them, and they got a whooping for doing that, because them are God's people. And he goes to tell us, don't abhor a Edomite. God was our first king. Then Saul was the first physical king, but our king, our God king, abhorred not the Egyptians, strangers in their land, and yes, they took us in because of our brother Joseph. But this is what our king told us. The Pharaoh that knew Joseph not, the God king that knew him not, started oppressing the Israelites. So who is a just God king? Our God king. Even if you believe he was fictional. From this literary aspect and this scholarship, our God was better than your God king. We could get into this point by point anytime you want. Read on.
And deliver such are for death to death, and such as are for captivity to captivity, and such as are for the sword to the sword. And I will kindle a fire in the houses of the gods of Egypt. He shall burn them and carry them away captives, and he shall array himself with the land of Egypt, as a shepherd putteth on his garment, and he shall go forth from thence, and he shall break also the image that is in the land of Egypt, and the houses of the gods of the Egyptians shall he burn with fire.
So why the Sphinx nose knocked off and they messed up them statues and all those things? Not just to hide that they, from what I'm reading, this literary aspect, this scholarship, is because those was false gods. This is of the pharaohs and stuff, false gods, idol. Now let's go to 44 right quick. You can pick it up at 1. See, I'm just saying, if you're going to be a scholarly person and you're going to talk about the Bible and then talk about scholarship, if you ain't got no biblical scholarship, then you need to hush up. I mean, that's what it is. Here or there, you know what I'm saying? Then You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to talk on nothing. That's why I told the brothers, I'm on YouTube. I ain't got no money for the books right now. I ain't finna go and start breaking out my PayPal and start saying, let me go get this little $10 book here on Amazon, or let me do this and do that. Nah, not right now. Eventually I might do that. But I seen the cover of them books. They got the all-seeing eye on there. They got the pyramids and stuff. They got crosses and they got this, that, and the other. Like I said, once again, all the things that people say is satanic, the Roman Catholic Church got, and this and that, it's the same thing that you find down in Egypt. So whether you believe in Satan or not, or satanic stuff or not, those that use those terms and say the Catholic Church and stuff is evil, then where did they get it from? They got it from Egypt. So Egypt itself is evil. Use your head and reason. And I ain't yet to begin, like I said, I ain't yet to begin to break down all the scholarship, because I just now took on this task to say, let me deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Let's read on.
Jeremiah 44, verse 1. The word that came to Jeremiah concerning all the Jews which dwell in the land of Egypt dwell at Migdol and at Tephanes in the country of Pathros, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Ye have seen all the evil that I have brought upon Jerusalem and upon all the cities of Judah, and, behold, this day they are a desolation, and no man dwelleth therein, because of their wickedness which they have committed to provoke me to anger, and that they went to burn incense, and to serve other gods, whom they knew not, neither they, ye, nor your fathers. Howbeit, I send unto you all my servants the prophets, rising early and sending them, saying, Oh, do not the abominable thing that I hate. But they hearken not, nor incline their ear to turn from their wickedness, to burn no incense unto their gods. Wherefore my fury and mine anger was poured forth, and was kindled in the cities of Judah, and in the streets of Jerusalem, and they are wasted and desolate, as at this day. Therefore now, thus saith the Lord, the God of hosts, the God of Israel, wherefore commit ye this great evil against your souls, to cut off from you man and woman, child and suckling, out of Judah, to leave you none to remain, in that ye provoke me unto wrath with the works of your hands, burning incense unto other gods in the land of Egypt, whether ye be gone to dwell, that ye might cut yourselves off, and that ye might be a curse and a reproach among all the nations of the earth. Have ye forgotten the wickedness of your fathers, and the wickedness of the kings of Judah, and the wickedness of their wives, and your own wickedness, and the wickedness of your wives, which they have committed in the land of Judah, and in the streets of Jerusalem? They are not humbled, even unto this day, neither have they feared, nor walked in my law, nor in my statutes, that I set before you and before your fathers. Therefore, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Behold, I will set my face against you for evil, and to cut off all Judah.
Yeah, so why did the Lord always get at his chosen people, is what a sister asked early in one of them groups. He always got at his people like he would get at your children. You tell them to take out the garbage, you tell them to clean up their room, you tell them you want certain grades, this and that, and they don't do right, then you going to come home whooping. But the Bible used the terminology. The Lord chasing his firstborn. You hard-headed, son. I tell you to keep my laws, statutes, and commandments. As he said, don't go into Egypt. You're going to Egypt. You think you can hide over your auntie house, and I'm not going to come over there, kick in the door, and grab you and do something to you. Like your auntie or your uncle or somebody going to protect you from me. You know what I'm saying? And this is how the Lord God of this literary text is dealing with. He tell them to do something, they hard-headed. He goes, I don't care where you at. I'm coming to get you. You can call the police. I don't care. You can call it child abuse. I'm coming to get you. Like a father should do if he's trying to save the life of his son or his daughter or whatever. By any means necessary, take care of the business and try to raise them children to be the best that they can be and raise them in the direction that you know they should go. How is God, we recognize that our Father, any less than a physical father? You got to be out your mind that he is not going to punish his children for being disobedient. You there?
Therefore thus saith the Lord of hosts, God of Israel, Behold, I will set my face against you for evil, and to cut off all that have set their faces to go into the land of Egypt to sojourn there, and they shall all be consumed by the sword and by the famine. They shall die from the least to the greatest. by the sword and by the famine, and they shall be an excretion, and a curse, and a reproach.
So now you telling me the historical scholarship and see when Nebuchadnezzar or the Chaldeans or this Gentile dynasty went up against this Egyptian dynasty. We can't see that. And the people that died there, they was all Egyptians in the history book. But from this historical literary account, it was some Israelites getting killed up in there. See, people, I'm just making you think now. Come February, we going to get it in. And you know I do the show every day. We're going to get it in. And we're going to build, and we're going to build. We're going to deal with the colors. We're going to deal with what the Egyptology is saying. The Egyptologist is saying. We're going to deal with Dr. Bing. We're going to deal with Dr. Clark. We're going to deal with all this stuff. As best and by whatever ability we have, we're going to do it. By the measure of the Spirit. Right? Read on.
For I will punish them that dwell in the land of Egypt, as I have punished Jerusalem, by the sword, by the famine, and by the pestilence, that none of the remnant of Judah, which are gone into the land of Egypt to sojourn there, shall escape or remain, to return into the land of Judah, to the which they have a desire to return. For none shall return, but such shall escape. Then all the men which knew that their wives had burned incense unto their gods, and all the women that stood by, a great multitude, even all the people that dwelt in the lands of Egypt, in Pathros, answered Jeremiah, saying, As for the word that thou hast spoken unto us, in the name of the Lord, we will not hearken unto thee, but we will certainly do whatsoever thing goeth forth out of our own mouth to the Queen of heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto her, as we have done, we and our fathers, are in the streets of Jerusalem. For then had we plenty of victual, and were well, and saw no evil.
So, who is the Queen of Heaven? This came out in one of them debates, and Polite brought it out. You ain't got to mute it, brother, unless it's know what's going on over there, really. I know their computer humming. But Polite brought this Queen of Heaven thing out. And you see that Israel is down in Egypt messing with the Queen of Heaven, who is the queen that you get in the concept that females are God or women's are gods, and so on and so forth, and they so powerful. Because why? ISIS was powerful then, and I ain't gonna get into it. Like I said, I'm gonna have a scholarship, but that's what it is. You know, I got kicked out of a group. They call themselves trying to have black people come together and make a relationship or whatever, which is, you know, something that I ain't been doing lately, trying to look for a relationship, right? And so they got to talking Bible in there. It was Israelites up in there, all that stuff. Nobody wanted to talk about certain things. I guess they want to sit stuff aside so they can find them somebody to be unequally yoked with. But I started talking. And when I looked, the sister name had ISIS. No wonder I got kicked out. Hello? But, you know what I'm saying? That's the problem when you deal with Egyptology, where the one not telling you at all. They worshiping the female deity, and they would even make their wives or whatever a female deity and teach you that and this and that so you can worship the woman like you worship Isis. See, this is the doctrine of Egypt. See, dealing with the history of Egypt is one thing, but as you see Israel doctrine has laws, statutes, and commandments and stuff, like they said, the 42 negative confessions and this and that of the Egyptians. But Egyptology in Egypt has a doctrine, things to do, why to do it, this and that. Worshiping woman is one of the doctrines because you have to worship a goddess. That's why you will make your woman a god and a goddess. So you as God, you know what I'm saying, you as the male figure of the God can walk around with goddesses. See, this come to me when I started looking at Egypt more, because I haven't been looking at Egypt. I could care less about Egypt. I ain't on no go back to Africa. I ain't even on no let's roll to the wilderness. I'm on some, man, look, if they kill me or I make it to the wilderness, so be it. Either way it go, I want my crown, and whatever it takes by any means, let me earn my crown. So fleeing and running and doing this and doing that, I ain't even looking at it as an option. My option is die for the truth and the word and really receive my crown for doing so. That's what my mindset has been there ever since day one. So this fleeing to Egypt, this fleeing to the wilderness, this flee anything is not on my mind. Never have, never be a lie. Because if it get hot and I can run, you best believe I'm skedaddle. Live to fight another day. That's an old school rule. So,
since we left off to burn incense to the Queen of Heaven and to pour out drink offerings, we have wanted all things, by the sword and by the famine. And when we burned incense and poured out drink offerings unto her, did we make her cakes to worship her, and pour out drink offerings unto her without our men. Then Jeremiah said unto all the people, to the men and to the women, and to all the people which had given him that answer, saying, since that ye burned in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem, ye and your fathers, your people of the land, did not the Lord remember them, and not into his mind? So that the Lord could no longer bear, because of the evil of your doings, and because of the abominations. Therefore is your land a desolation, an astonishment, without inhabitant. Ye now, because ye have burned incense, and because ye have sinned against the Lord, and have not obeyed the voice of the Lord, nor walked in his law, nor in his statutes, nor in his testimonies. Therefore this evil has happened unto you at this day.
See? So when you ask the question why God be kicking them in the head and doing them all wrong, do you understand? You know, because that's the way they put it. But the Lord is just, I mean, he making points, people. Y'all might say it's harsh, this and that, but I mean, this is the same God that said if your child was disobedient, you were supposed to take it to the elders and stone it and kill it. So that's how real it is with him. He can either kill you or beat you half to death. If he beat you half to death and you get to live to repent of it, then hey, you can find salvation. You can end up in the kingdom maybe. But if you get caught in your wickedness and he kill you, hey, you get the lake. You know what I'm saying? This is real talk. We not color code. Sugar code. None of this. No, this is real talk. The Lord is a man of war. The Lord get down. You know what I'm saying? If you do the scholarship of this book, he don't play. Y'all know what it said. He went into Egypt, killed everything. He killed in every household that they didn't obey and put blood over their doorposts. He killed nations and stuff to take a land. It said, when have you ever heard a ra or self to another nation and taking a nation of people? Even when he told you in this literary text that he was going to send you into there and stuff, you can't go read me no book where Ra, any of them people, and Ra, whatever, came and got you out of no nation and stuff. So whether this, from y'all point of view, whether this mythology or your mythology sound the best, this God, him sound better than y'all God. So you telling me that Michelangelo or somebody wrote this, or Shakespeare, whatever, they write way better than the Egyptian scholars wrote. And it's funny how basically they wrote about black Jesus, black Israelite, went into captivity and fit my description more than it fit any other people on the earth. So, I mean, he wrote about my people pretty good. Sound like a very good fairy tale if that's what you know what I'm saying? That's why I said, people, we can deal with this with scholarship. Keep telling people what you want to deal with, mythology, theology, this, that, or whatever. You could be an atheist. That's good. This is still what? This is literature. And it's one of the most well-published book ever written. You could go horn in a hotel room and look in the drawer and find part of this book, the New Testament, Psalms, and a couple, you know what I'm saying? When you join the United States Army, they give you the little book. You can't run from this book. And you telling me that you never picked it up and became scholarly with it, but you a scholar in everything else? You hate the book that much that you won't even take the time out and read it so you could crush anybody to talk about it? Like I used to tell my brothers and different people, if nothing else, I wanted to learn the book so I could tell people they was lying to me when they told me something about the book and it wasn't in the book. Well, the book say that. No, I don't. Let's go read it. It didn't say that. The book said we under a grace, not under the law. No, the book don't say that. It's telling you a Pacific law. You see this, you see that, and then you can get Pacific and you can get scholarly with the biblical scholars. You want to argue secular history and we want to argue the text. You don't know the text. You're not a scholar in that. And believe me, there's a lot of us that got them history books, and they study them. Like a brother that go to the Israelite God, he did the lesson when we was kings, and he broke down the gold and as it's saying the book and the this and that, and started talking about all the this historical aspects from the Bible and putting in this. You know what I'm saying? The Black History Month at the Israelite God, House of Jacob, Israel, Church of Jesus, Church of Israel. You know what I'm saying? Chicago. All these brothers do a good job knowing Black History Month. It's just nobody wants to hear what they got to say because they not trying to pump it up on the world screen like that. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to be famous for what they doing. They trying to do what they do the best way they can. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you saying I'm trying to be famous for doing? Nah. I just know if you want to preach the gospel to the whole world, sometimes you got to get on the big stage. Can't stay on the little stage. You know what I'm saying? Like the two black track athletes, the jump or whatever, when they got on the podium and they was 1 and 2, they pumped the black fist up, or they did the black power signal. They could never did that if they never got on that stage. Muhammad Ali couldn't have the impact that he had if he wasn't on the world stage like that. Sometimes you got to get on that stage. And just like trying to lead Israel, it's a hard job, and getting put on that world stage is a hard job. You know what I'm saying? A lot of flack come with it. You got to be a certain type of individual to be able to handle that and carry that cross. That's why it ain't no the world looking for. It ain't no black Messiah to rise up. Look at Obama. They try to make him a black Messiah. Look at all that man had to go through. You know what I'm saying? It's a tough job, y'all. That's why you got to wait for the real one to get back, because he the only one can carry and shoulder the weight. He already showed you that. By what we read in this, outside of that, you do good to raise your family up. Black male, whether you be the Egyptian black male or the Hebrew black male or whatever. I'm going to give you the political term. You Negroes in America, you do better to do good to raise your family up and make sure that your daughter ain't out there twerking and your son ain't out there thugging. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
Verse 24. Moreover, Jeremiah said unto all the people and to all the women, hear the word of the Lord, all Judah that are in the land of Egypt. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, saying, Ye and your wives have both spoken with your mouths and fulfilled with your hands, saying, We will surely perform our vows that we have vowed, to burn incense to the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto her. You will surely accomplish your vows, and surely perform your vows. Therefore, hear ye the word of the Lord, all Judah that dwell in the land of Egypt. Behold, I have sworn by my great name, saith the Lord, that my name shall no more be named in the mouth of any man of Judah in all the land of Egypt, saying, The Lord God liveth. Behold, I will watch over them for evil and not for good, and all the men of Judah that are in the land of Egypt shall be consumed by the sword and by the famine until there be an end of them. Yet a small number that escape the sword shall return out of the land of Egypt into the land of Judah, and all the remnant of Judah that are gone into the land of Egypt to sojourn there shall know whose word shall stand, mine or theirs. And this shall be a sign unto you, saith the Lord, that I will punish you in this place, that ye may know that my word shall surely stand against you for evil. Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will give Pharaoh Hophra, king of Egypt, into the hand of his enemies, and into the hand of them that seek his life, as I gave Zedekiah, king of Judah, into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, his enemy, and that sought his life.
So, he said he going to do the Egyptians just like he did the Israelite, by the hand of who? Nebuchadnezzar. That's why people, you could get a little mixture of Egyptian and Israelite, and you could be confused today if you full-blooded Israel or not. You know what I'm saying? Full-blooded son of Jacob, a daughter of Jacob. You know what I'm saying? That's why.
I'm on the radio.
Go ahead, bro. I'll hold it down. That's why, if you need to, that's why the spiritual aspect is way greater than the physical aspect. And this is people's problem. People like to deal with the carnal stuff because they carnal minded, and you can only speak spiritual things to a spiritual people that's trying to understand the spiritual side. That's why we speak and talk about spiritual liberation, and who don't want to be free from dark principalities, this and that, or want any man. You know what I'm saying? Just like I said, the study of the European man of Egypt and they secret societies and their this and that and things of that nature, it's the same as Egypt. So how you gonna call them wicked people and you are not wicked people? You know what I'm saying? And this is when people get into the exoteric and however you know the two terics, exo and exo. Then people want to get into this and to the mystery stuff and this and that and try to say, well, it's good magic, bad magic. Is this, come on, people. Why we got to get all out in the, space with that stuff? Let's just keep it real. It's wicked people and it's good people. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 12. We want 13 through 14. I'm going to show you what this literature says about that and give you that aspect.
Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For God shall bring every work into judgment, with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil.
So, now, whatever laws, power, natural state that governs this or whatever, a spiritual state, whatever you want to call it, you do evil, evil gonna come. Blood touches blood. Go kill somebody and see if they people ain't gonna try to kill you. Or people find out you a killer and so afraid that when you say something to do something, they just gonna kill you before you can kill them. The Wild Wild West mentality. You ain't gonna come around and do nobody like Jesse James. Because you see what happened to Jesse James, right? For all those scholarly people, those that know about the, history of Jesse James. But at the end of the day, this is what it is, people. I mean, it's certain laws and principles that just is if you don't believe it's God or not. That's when you get into the jump in the air and see if gravity don't pull you down. That's a law. So, yes, it's natural laws and things that exist in this world, whether you believe it's a God or not. And if you do evil but believe, it's going to follow you. You're going to have a dirty name and a bad reputation. You do good, you're going to have a good name and a good reputation. If you're a wicked nation, you're a wicked nation. If you got wicked secret societies or this, that, and the other, that's what you got. Anything that's quote-unquote secret is wicked. This Bible is not a secret to people. It's just some people can't open it up and deal with it. His Levitical priesthood and their rituals and the thing they did is not secret. This is not no Masonic stuff where you can't or don't know or you can't say how the system works. This is not no Egyptian mystery system. He tell you clearly, the sons of Levi is to be priests unto the sons of Aaron, who is Levites too, to do the work of the temple. You do this many times of the day. You do these sacrifices, all of those things. You know what I'm saying? You ain't read no Egypt system and stuff where they tell you, well, we're going to sacrifice so many kids, and we're going to do this and we're going to do that and all the stuff that they did. Because if you read some of that stuff they did to the gods that they was dealing with, you will be like, wow. And why are these people that dealing with Egyptology not telling you that? If you got the books of the secret society thing, why you not telling us that they did this so many times to Ra, and they did this so many times to Isis, and they did this many times to Set and all that? Because you'll be telling us for days with all the guys that they had and all the different fashions of nature and different stuff that they was dealing with. You'd be reading pyramid walls for days. Let me go to the Bible. I want that scripture where he said he gonna the circumcision with the circumcision. I should have had that script, but I'm kind of going off. And then you see my Avis is going off. Everything is a threat when I try to go get my Bible gateway and stuff. So forget it. We're gonna stick to the script. what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go deal with some of that history, and we're just gonna show you. Let's go to Acts 7, where Stephen breaks down the history of Israel, and then we're gonna make our way back to the Old Testament and look at some of this history, because we're gonna talk about Abraham, which Dr. Bean clearly state that Abraham came into the historical picture at a certain time. And yes, I got the video, people. I will be chopping it up eventually. February is probably when I bring it out, when I do a whole thing, and I look to be on YouTube doing stuff too and dealing with some of this stuff. So, I wouldn't lie and be unjust, mixing up the word, bearing false witness. That's a law against my God. Why would I do that? So the man said basically Abraham existed from a scholarly standpoint, or he had a belief system that Abraham existed. Whichever one it is, we're going to deal with it eventually. But Acts 7, and what verse I say?
You didn't, brother.
6 through 10.
Acts chapter 7, verse 6. And God spake unto the wise that his seed should sojourn in a strange land, and that they should bring them into bondage, and entreat them evil 400 years.
Yeah, now this is what happened to Israel, 430 to be exact, right? They was down there. You got to deal with the years that Joseph was down there. Israel was still in the land. They hadn't been in quote-unquote bondage, but they time frame from the time Joseph made it there till they got out, the Hebrews was in the land. And that one Hebrew was not known to the world of Egypt or even his brothers that he was a Hebrew, truly. You know what I'm saying? He was the second in command of Egypt from this literary aspect. Read on.
Verse 7. And the nation to whom they shall be in bondage with will I judge, said God, and after that shall they come forth and serve me in this place. And he gave them the covenant of circumcision. And so Abraham begat Isaac, and circumcised him the 8th day. And Isaac begat Jacob, and Jacob begat the 12 patriarchs.
So, this is the history of how you get the Israelites, right? But now, it's been a debate out there, and people been saying, well, you can look on the pyramid walls and see that they were circumcising people. Yes, no problem with that. If they were circumcising people before God made a covenant with Abraham and saying, if you circumcise yourself and your seed and anyone in your household, then I do this and that for you. Not to say people weren't doing it, but the Lord just said, look, Abraham, you ain't had it done to you yet. You haven't been cut. So I tell you what, if you cut yourself, your foreskin, and everyone in your household and your seed, then I tell you what, if you do that for me, then this is what my agreement going to be with you. So if people did it before Abraham, good. I mean, what's the big deal? The thing is, God made a personal pact with this man that if he did it, you see what I'm saying? But people want to talk that scholarship and stuff, and when you talk to ignorant Hebrews or ignorant Israelites, you're going to get some ignorant things said to you, and then now you lack knowledge and ignorant of the truth because you spoke to someone that was ignorant of the truth and they didn't give you sound text and understanding of the text. So until you do the scholarship yourself or find somebody that did the scholarship and really can tell you, you still going to be ignorant of the text, what it really say, and you're going to talk in ignorance until somebody come along, pull your coattail and say you need to go learn this Bible. If you're going to talk about this Bible. Read on. What verse is that?
We finished verse 8, brother.
Go to 10.
Verse 10. And delivered him out of all his afflictions, and gave him favor and wisdom in the sight of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. And he made him governor over Egypt and all his house. Now there came a dearth over all the land of Egypt, and great affliction, and our fathers found no substance. But when Jacob heard that there was corn in Egypt, he sent out our fathers first. And at the second time Joseph was made known to his brethren, and Joseph's kindred was made known unto Pharaoh. Then sent Joseph and called his father Jacob to him, and all his kindred, threescore and 15 souls. So Jacob went down into Egypt and died, he and our fathers, and were carried over into Shechem, and laid in the sepulchre that Abraham bought for a sum of money of the sons of Emor, the father of Shechem.
So what verse you at?
You just finished 16, brother.
I said 10, but you all good. That's why you reading that difficult stuff. We only supposed to go to 10. Now you gotta deal with all them names. But either I said it loud enough or you missed it. Either way it go, it's read now. Let's go to Genesis 15. We want 13, Genesis 15, 13 through 21.
Okay, bro.
Let me follow along with you so we won't.
Genesis chapter 15, verse 13. And he said unto Abram, Know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in the land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward they shall come out with great substance. And thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace. Thou shalt be buried in a good old age.
Yeah, don't say go, because they love making that argument with y'all sepulchres and y'all, pyramids and stuff resurrected to y'all, elders of a great man. Read on.
Verse 16. But in the fourth generation they shall come hither again, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full. And it came to pass that when the sun went down, and it was dark, behold, a smoking furnace and a burning lamp that passed between those pieces. In the same day the Lord made a covenant with Abram, saying, Unto thy seed have I given this land, from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates, the Canaanites, and the Kenizzites, and the Cadmonites, and the Hittites, and the Perizzites, and the Rephaims, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Girgashites, and the Jebusites.
So he said, from the river of Egypt unto the great river Euphrates, right? That's what it said?
Yes, sir.
So, let's see where I want to go now. That's pretty much it. We done went into the album. I put enough conversation out there. I'm not going to stress this. We got some callers. If anybody want to hit one and ask some questions, then we willing to open up the mics now and get into some conversation or whatever. We got a good handful of callers on the line. Anybody want to speak? Like I said, just hit one. We don't have to talk Bible, nothing. We could just have regular conversation about, the Israelite and Egyptian relationship or whatever. Know that I will come from a biblical perspective, even though I might not go get the scripts or whatever. But open dialogue is pretty much available to anybody that wants to speak on the matter. Anybody want to speak on the matter, just hit one and do so. Matter of fact, I'm finna post this number on this brother wall and see if I, to a degree, can provoke somebody to call in and have some conversation right now. So I don't know what type of characters we may get. So at the end of the day, we're going to ask them to keep their vulgar language or whatever down. If one call in, radical and want to talk crazy for us, foul language. So I just put the number out there. I guess I'll try to get the title of the show. Man, this computer is slow. Every time I try to do something, surprise, my Avis ain't jumped up and screamed out at me. But anybody got something to say? Kirk, you got something to say, man?
No, I'm good, brother. You did a great job, brother. You're a good teacher. You are.
I try. The and Raw squad and called out some some Israelites. They want to get it in. Okay. I got 2 callers with their hand up. Peace, how y'all doing?
I'm doing fine, brothers. How you doing?
Peace, how you doing, sister? 661, how you doing?
Pretty good, thanks.
Okay.
I just want to know, when is the real New Year's? Is it in springtime or?
Well, everything is dying now. When stuff starts springing up, it will be a new one, a fresh. So when you see things becoming anew, then you'll know it's new.
Okay.
So you know that's around April and all that stuff.
All right.
But this is a real new year too, because it's a real new year when you're dealing with the Gregorian calendar. So, I mean, it may not be, quote unquote, yours or our new year, but it is technically a new year. It's just one that people may not want to acknowledge because they don't want to deal with it in the sense that they call it pagan or whatever, but whatever.
Okay.
So anybody got anything to say? They want to speak on this topic, any other question or whatever?
No, I'm done with that. That's old news for me. I'm done with that. Okay. I'm going to go off cue and listen in.
All right. Well, somebody might call in.
All
right. I guess you could pause your phone though, huh? Mute you. Okay, you muted. 661, how you doing? This your first time calling in. How did you like the show? You got anything you would like to say?
I actually enjoyed it. I was just calling to thank you for putting these together, Brother Carl.
Oh, okay.
And Brother Kirk, good reading.
Okay. Somebody know me by Brother Carl. Okay. Yeah, I don't get people that know my name that much, so I don't know who you are, but you ain't got to reveal yourself. But yeah, I'm like I said, I'm just trying to deal with this, and it's the last day of this calendar year. So, it's a lot of atheism going on nowadays, and people that want to try to destroy the Bible in so many different shape, forms, or fashion. And you don't know what type of groups out there and how confederate they are at coming at it,
Very true.
I'm trying to do what I can to help our brothers and sisters that may not even know that, the Egyptologist is on the prowl. They looking to knock people out. They doing a biblical knockout game. They running around finding you, seeing if they can knock you out. So I don't see none of them calling in. I'm gonna try to get the main guy to call in. The leader of the Ra squad. I think it's pretty cool to talk to named people. I'm not trying to convert them or nothing, but I am trying to inform them of the things that truly need to be dealt with and said, and not from an ignorant point of view. Because most people, just because they say they Israelites, don't mean they've been around long. Don't mean they know anything. Informed or not informed, this, that, and the other. So.
Are you talking about that gentleman that called in on December 26th? I think that was the day. Or the 27th. Yeah, the 27th.
Nah, this gentleman haven't called in yet.
Oh, okay.
It's a couple more that didn't called in that deal with Africa in that shape, form, or fashion, but for the most part, this one haven't called in. This is the one that when I did the show titled The Real Black Atheist, I forgot it. I did a show and it was supposed to be called The Real Black Atheist and stuff, and the brother was supposed to call in, but he didn't make it. 678, how you doing? Yeah,
what's good? Black African Power, brother. Brother
okay,
Uncle,
here he is.
God killer.
What's up, brother Uncle? This is the brother here I was talking about. Sister, how you doing, brother?
Hey man, just in here laid back chilling, Just enjoying being black.
Yeah.
Very, very important, to be comfortable with yourself in the world we're living in, because they have done all they can to make sure that we don't feel comfortable being who we're supposed to be.
I hear you. Well, I wanted to invite you to the show, seeing that you missed it, and it seemed like you was online. I did a literary read.
Is the sister on the phone? I like to say peace to the queen.
There's two sisters on the phone.
Oh, okay. To the sisterhood, Black African Power.
So today's show title and topic,
they ain't speaking back?
Y'all gonna speak back?
Goodness.
I mean,
yeah. What did he say?
I said peace to the sisterhood. I said peace to the sisterhood.
Oh, peace to you too, brother.
Peace to you
absolutely. All right.
Yeah. Let's be cordial now. All right.
Huh?
What I was just saying.
Yeah, man, I love the sisterhood, man. I mean, the sisterhood is the most important thing we got. Come on, man.
Yeah.
All men come from women, and all women come from men, regardless of what we think we believe in. That's the foundation of family. Before you decide to accept a religion. Huh.
Okay, I think they was just shocked to hear you and was ready to hear what you had to say. But yeah, he was speaking. So the topic.
I'll speak to that sisterhood, man. What's the topic?
Yeah,
bro?
It was the secret relationship between Israelites and Egyptians, and we did it from our literary catalog, the Bible, number one, and we didn't get to talk the other day, and I see that you put a challenge out there to the brother.
Running. Not just the brother. It's not going to be enough. One ain't enough. It wouldn't be fair.
Okay, tell us
that's not being overconfident. I mean, it's just a reality. I mean, and nothing in nature fights by itself.
Yeah,
it makes no sense. Right.
But tell us about it. Inform our audience if you don't have a problem. I would love for them to get the information.
Okay. Basically, what we really want to do is we want to realize what the truth is, because the truth is right there in front of our face. And then once we get the truth, we can go ahead and stop going back and forth, because as you go back and forth, you do not see your impending doom. This is what happened to us in Africa. I mean, we got enough sense to know there aren't any fences, so we're not going to let you draw up the Middle East. All that is Africa. You feel me? We're not even going to let them do that to us. But somewhere along the line, there's been some type of division put there, some book, some information that has divided us. Before you got any of these religions, we're people. We're people of earth. And we was together doing what we were supposed to do. Stand in harmony with things around us. And so basically we need the truth. So the debate they had, it was I call it was battleship, meaning you say something real slick and you get the crowd on your side. But that really doesn't help the youth. Because
Could you tell us what
debate
it was? Could you tell us so you can inform the people what debate you're talking about?
I'm talking about debate between my brother Sarah Seti and my brother Yasharel. Which I met Yasharel because, I like to go into temples and churches and stuff. That's what I do. Because I'm figuring if you're teaching our people, then you shouldn't have problems getting questioned in front of the people. So that's basically what I do. I go around, going to a temple or whatever, and I want to talk to the brothers. And so I'm routinely outnumbered with a lot of people with a lot of beliefs. But, we get down and we keep it respectful, and that's what me and the brother Yasharel did. You can go online and see that. And then we invited the brother on the radio show. Go ahead, brother.
You, him, and Seti. I seen that video. That was
no. Look at the one with just me. I'm in the Hebrew temple and amongst the congregation, and the brother Yasharel was giving a lecture. You know what I mean? He was kicking it, just spitting that fire from a Hebraic perspective. I run up in there and do what I do, and it was an excellent discourse, and everybody shut up and just listened to discourse. Had a few elders in there challenge me, but the elders aren't even up on the new information, so they get smacked down immediately. You know what I mean? Not physically, but just mentally, because they're not upgrading the information. And so that takes us back to the debate. So, my brother Yasharel agreed to debate. I say, why don't you go ahead and get out with Seti, because I think it's important for the youth, for the youngsters, for our 30-year-olds, 30 and under crowd, 35 and under crowd, right, to go ahead and really get a fair understanding of the information, because the information is universal. and it was made universal by those who inhabited what they're now calling Africa. You know, just natural people. And so I wanted the brothers to get. I wanted the brother Seti to get a challenge, because I felt like the brother Yasharel would give him a challenge. Now I'm not thinking at all that Yasharel gonna be able to beat Seti, right? Because that don't even make no sense. You can't beat your mother or your father. No matter how you try, you just can't do it. They just predate you. They've been here longer, and you just not. They know too much about you. You feel me? So I felt like that would have been a good discourse to kind of push Seti where he needed to be. And I thought the debate was pretty good, except for the way it was ran, the way things kind of happened. I don't really want to say the way things was ran. I mean, you need a moderator in there, meaning I can't just say that Jesus Christ walked on water without giving a reference and proving that fact. And that's when the people learn. They learn whether or not Jesus could walk on water or not. You have to give a couple of references. And I've always allowed my Hebrew brothers, Christian brothers, and Muslim brothers to use their primary document as a resource or a reference. But you need more than one. You need at least 3 good references on a situation, so we can kind of critique your references and kind of see if what you're saying is real.
Yeah,
and that's not what happened. Like, they threw flames on African people. You know what I'm saying? Like homosexuality in Egypt. Okay. All right, he threw that claim out there. And so as you critique his reference, he used a homosexual brother, not a brother, but a Caucasian homosexual that was on Facebook. They couldn't even read the glyphs. They had a college degree and was studying Egyptology. And then he don't even understand African culture. Or I like to say indigenous culture. He don't even understand that. And so he's taking things out of context, right? And so when the brother Yasharel uses that without critiquing his own reference, I see that as being disingenuous. And then vice versa. If Seti do the same thing, I would find that disingenuous.
I would agree. You have to be equal in judgment with no respect of person.
Yeah, that's real, brother.
And that's a lot of problem with this stuff, that most people just want to take sides and ride with their man. But at the end of the day, you got to be honest about what happened. And as far as Seti was screaming in the crowd, and as other people have said, he didn't really give his references. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to have your ISBN numbers and this, that, and the other, and state from which you take it. I'm saying that you got to have your ISBN numbers and things of that nature to state your source of your references and stuff, which he did not have. So
nope.
I agree with you.
Nope. I mean, I will fight with the Hebrew brothers. I can show you when African people, quote unquote, mix with Asiatic tribes. I ain't got a problem with that, man. It ain't about me winning, or it ain't even about me being right. It's about me presenting information that will translate into changing of the mentality. Yeah,
having
it's past the discourse. The information must change the mentality of our people because we're suffering. Obviously, we're suffering because we had these discourses. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to invite you on the show that day, which people kind of turned out to want to listen, but it was at least 30, and I done had a good 30, but not in a while. I think people really want to listen. Throw it in the chat room.
Go ahead, go ahead and throw it in on the Facebook. That come out.
No, I mean they did come out. That's why I was saying they came out for that one, but just to let the audience know that he said he forgot. So and we did make it up that day. Yeah, we made it up that day.
I'm 40.
So yeah,
I'm 46, so I'll be forgetting. I done forgot more than what some people done damn learned, man.
Yeah, so like I told you in the inbox though, if we could set up a show again, and if you can even have me over there, I would love to come amongst y'all brothers and talk to you. You know what I'm saying? 773, how you doing?
Peace.
You out in the back?
Peace. I'm back out of the tower. I'm Raw Squad Up. This is Gozy. What's good?
I'm Raw Squad Up and Gozy.
Peace. Can you hear me?
That's my brother and Gozy.
Yeah, we hear you.
We hear you loud and clear.
Welcome to the huddle, man. Welcome to the huddle. And I got that title. He fell off, but he'll be able to call back in. I got that title from Malcolm X when he said that we should squad up or huddle up, talk about our differences and stuff, so we can go out on a unified front when we address the world. So all our little differences and stuff in-house. We keep pretty much in-house, deal with it. And then when we go out to address the nation, we address them as a unified people. Oh, he fell off. No, that's 661 fell off. But, that's what we do here. Everybody's welcome here. It's not a problem to talk as long as we have strong, good discourse. Anonymous caller, how you doing?
I'm doing good. It's Christopher Poole here.
Okay, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
All right.
I just want to say y'all really inspired me to join the KKK so I can get rid of all the niggers like y'all. I'm just letting y'all know.
Okay, well, we'll
appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, bitch ass white boy. Appreciate you.
Good night. Hold up.
Bitch ass white boy. As always, a bitch ass white boy. And see that's why no matter what we think we are.
Well, I'm not really rich.
We gotta work together.
Hold up, one sec. Hold up, 1 sec. Let me talk to him. Well, when the day come, we'll gladly meet you on the battlefield. So thanks for letting us know.
That's America, but okay. I mean,
thanks
I don't know what y'all gonna do.
Thanks for letting us know that your membership is growing, this and that we should grow our membership also. So thank you for informing us.
Yeah, I mean, Africa.
Just one more, y'all.
Y'all should have good membership. All right, see you.
All right, brother. We want to get back to these people. We don't want to bye-bye. All right, we opening up the phone lines.
Get the crack out of there, yo.
Think I won't pop be a little broke ass, little hockey ass, loving ass, faggot ass, sticking up booty ass nigga.
All right, so now
back the show, yo, boy.
Hi.
Yeah, I mean they come. They come. All right, 951. Your mic's open. Peace. How you doing?
Oh, okay. There we go. Sorry, I was trying to figure out if I was on or not. I couldn't hear. Either way, listen. I just wanted to talk really quick about the Jews. You talk about a lot about Israelites on the show. I'm going to talk a bit about the Jews. I love the Jews. There's really nobody like the Jews in my general area. There's a lot of them. And what I found is that Jews have this little sack of gold that they keep around their necks at all times. Now, the reason why I love Jews...
Hold up, man. We not finna have all this. Come on, let's go to the next caller. None of his callers.
I was getting interested in this little story.
I love it.
This is what you call a fable right here, live.
Boy.
Hello. Raised in a Jewish neighborhood. I know damn well ain't wearing no sack of gold around they damn neck.
All right, next caller, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. All right, I'm a big follower in the black movement. And actually, no, it's not another one. I was listening, and that's just it. It's
all right,
race.
Y'all
their voice is getting younger and younger.
Yeah,
younger and younger.
I'm gonna tell
y'all
what?
What did he say?
I don't know. I'm gonna tell you.
What?
Hold up, let me tell y'all this. Hold up, so everybody can hear. If you call in and you have a European voice, if you don't come out talking directly on the topic, I'm gonna delete you. I'm gonna throw you off the line because, as you see, most Europeans calling in now and they just want to have folly, and we're not finna have this folly today. I mean, I know y'all want to blow the New Year trumpets and have fun, shoot your guns tonight and all that, but, this is not the show and this is not the time. So 641, how you doing?
Say, how about we pop a cap in all these faggot-ass Europeans?
What?
Oh. Okay, the next one.
I guess it's not just Europeans.
Yeah. Next caller.
How's it going?
Peace.
Anyways, I don't want to be too out there, but I'm kind of an upcoming artist kind of deal, and I actually wrote a song about this. I'm seriously.
Oh man.
Hey, how do we? Man, that shit always happen. How often did this happen to your show, yo?
It don't happen.
When he talk about something like this.
Because whenever I come on this motherfucker, yo, I'm telling you, that shit always like that, yo.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, yo.
I'm kind of like, you must be a magnet for this, because the day we did the show that you were supposed to be on it, that's the first time in a long time that a couple people called in saying that. Now they off the chain.
Hey, how's it going? The Egyptians are fucking niggers, just like you.
Oh man.
Yeah, appreciate that, Black African power.
Black African power on that. On that. Because, you know, that's the whole I'm black and I'm proud. And I grew up listening to James Brown, and I used to scream, I'm black and I'm proud. You know what I'm saying? And I listened to Malcolm. I threw the fists up. I'm about the Black Power movement. You know what I'm saying? Nationalist movement. But y'all just listen in. Yeah, brother. I would like to set up another show, and you know, if I get a chance.
He's doing the show right now.
Yeah. And even with that debate thing, I mean, I love to make it down there to Atlanta and really, you know, have a good conversation on some live, face to face, you know, on the show or whatever. If you would have me.
You said what?
If you would have me, I wouldn't mind coming to Atlanta and you know, being on the show or whatever, sitting amongst the and Ra squad, and you know, I ain't talking debate. I'm more of a discussion type person. I do debate though.
Yeah, we ain't like, hell, you ain't trying to debate against no damn African shit. That ain't even a debate.
Yeah,
that's an instant loss in the eyes of the earth.
Yeah, I
the
ain't
earth
really
keeps
trying.
the records. You know what I'm saying, though? And that's why it's crazy. Niggas just need to come back home, yo. Get your ass back home.
You know me, I deal
Not
with
you.
stuff
I'm just saying us, period. Yeah. Because we can go back past being a Muslim, and we can go back past being a Christian, and we can go back past being a goddamn Egyptian. But we can't go back past being the original children of the sun, which sprouted up on earth. We can't go back past that, dog. See, so we can walk, keep walking, and as we walk, we'll end up coming back together. But we gotta take that walk. And see, niggas ain't willing to let that baggage go. They're not willing to let that shit go, man. They want to hold on to their little fucking piece. So now you're a Muslim, right? And you think that the Muslims have some kind of laws that govern them. Well, all we have to do is check out what their laws did. Their laws allowed them to enslave people. Fuck the fact that it was black people, but you had other people they also enslaved. Let's deal with that. That whatever they was learning, it caused them to enslave other human beings and kidnap them. Because I ain't never been a slave, and none of my family was slaves. We was fucking kidnap victims. And so whether you white from the Caucasus Mountains or from the caves, all where the hell you was, they was kidnapping people. You feel me? And making eunuchs out of them. So whatever they was praying to allowed them to kidnap labor. You feel me? And then we can walk down with the Christians. Whatever hell they thought they learned. They was murdering, raping, taking other people's land. Whether they was black, white, or Chinese, they was taking other people's shit in the name of their creator. And enslaving them and putting them on ships. Making them kidnap victims. And saying, if you do not, the doctrine of discovery, if you do not belong, if you do not have a Christian monarch running this land be to us. Really? So whatever they was praying to, they Jesus Christ guy, it never stopped them from enslaving human beings, from making them kidnap victims. And then let's call out the Hebrew thing. Why be damned? The Hebrews had the money, and they brokered the whole goddamn thing.
Nah, not the true
right?
Hebrews.
Man, I don't see, we watch this. And the Christian will say, no, not the true Christians. And the Muslims say, no, not the true Muslims. See, was always that.
What happened here?
You get my point, though. Watch this. Listen what I'm saying. Let me finish my point. I'm going to let you defend your stance. What I'm showing you is they brokered this thing between the Muslims, and they brokered this thing between the Christians. So whether they was the right ones or not is muddied up. And they've destroyed it. Yeah, so whether it was the right ones or not, right, you all get clumped. Like you can't hang out with Jeffrey Dahmer, or what's the other guy name? Who's been in jail for like 25 years now, 30 years now, and he always trying to get out.
I mean,
get his name.
Charles Manson.
Yeah, right. You can't do the same shit that Charles Manson do and claim you was a good part of it. You can't do it. It's too late. You can't be in the third rank with Hitler and the boys, right, and still claim, well, I ain't do it, because there was plenty Germans during that time that didn't do that. That was in the third rank, that was in the army, but just didn't do that to the Jews. But you still can't keep claiming that shit. You can't keep claiming the swastika. It's been dirty too much.
Right.
And see, this is what we can do as black people. We can make up our own ideas and concepts because we are original people, man. That's what I keep trying to tell people. We can reinvent ourselves. That's my point. So we can walk past all that and go back to a time when we create things. We can do that, but we all want to hold on to. We can walk right past the goddamn Egyptians. The hell with the Egyptians. We can walk past them. That's my point I'm trying to get people to see. But they don't want to listen. The earth got the truth. Paleontology, archaeology, topography, geography, you know what I'm saying, artifacts, all these things can be found on the earth, and she don't tell no lies. Well, go ahead, brother. You know, sometimes I get to going, I get to feeling that shit. Go ahead.
No, what I was saying when you say the Hebrews, you know, I mean, really, it's a lost conversation now, but, you know, you talking about the Jews of the day, and yes, they do have the money, and yes, they financed it, but they truly not the Jews. I mean, that's the term they use, and they get it from a biblical reference point, but they not the truth. That's all I really wanted to say.
Okay, so then why is it that the truth ain't got no damn hospitals? Because I was born in Sinai Hospital. Talk about the Sinai Peninsula, and that's the name of the hospital, Sinai.
Yeah, but the thing
and they
is,
don't have the truth, right? But watch this. They ain't the true ones. But whatever God they got allows them to build community centers, because I was raised in a Jewish community, and hospitals, and camaraderie, and building their community and cleaning it up. But they don't got the truth, and they ain't the real ones. Well, damn, y'all need to be the fake ones then, because they get work done in their community. Think about that, though, for a minute.
But look, brother. At the end of the day, the biblical the literature that we deal with, the Bible, right, tell us that Satan runs the world. Now, you could say Satan is fictitious or whatever, but it said he run the world and his people run the world. So if you run in the world, you working for Satan. You're not working for God right now, because he ain't running this right now. So when you show that, yeah, what we talking on is the fact that...
No. What are we talking on?
We're talking on the fact that those that run the world...
No. What are we using to communicate? What are we using to communicate?
We're using vocal cords.
We're using what kind of technology?
We're using computers, electronics, audio, electronics.
Okay, so we're using electronics. Hold on. What's the caller number to the show? 602-753-1836, right?
Yes.
All right. Listen, here's my point. You hit me with Satan is running the world. I'm going to hit you with people are running the world. And allegorically speaking, if you're Satan, you're anti-nature. Allegorically speaking, it's a characterization. It's an allegory. It's not a real. There's no such thing as a damn Satan. Human beings created a character for an example of anti-nature behavior. This is the African teaching tool that we're supposed to teach our people, brother.
Okay, but I'm just saying.
That's my point.
We speaking universal, and we're trying to speak also to those that understand a certain terminology. Seeing that they understand a certain terminology, if you want to get the message to them, you need to use the language of the terms that they use so your message can be clear. So what's
clear about saying the devil? What's clear about what is clear about putting responsibility on a mythological character, dude? What's clear about that?
We're talking about a spirit, whether we're talking mythological or not. We're talking about a spirit that dwells in people. You believe in some type of spirit, don't you? But I'm just saying, do you believe in some? Do you believe in some type of spirit?
Whoa. All right, hold on, because the conversation go fast. Let's take our time. What do you mean when you use the word spirit?
No.
I'm asking you, what do you mean? So then I can agree or disagree with you. What do you mean?
Well, I'm using just the term. I'm not using the definition. I'm asking you, do you believe in something falling under that term? And if you are aware of the definition.
But it's depending on what I'm saying, it's depending on how you define it. That's why I asked you, yo.
That's why I want you to
define it. I'm not trying to be funny. I want to know when you say spirit, what do you mean so the listening audience can hear?
Right, but I don't want to define it. I want you to define it from your perspective and from your...
Oh, okay. Spirit is food, clothing, and goddamn shelter. Okay. All coming from energy. because there's energy in clothes, because clothes are made from cotton and wool, right, comes from plants and comes from animals, and animals come from protons and neutrons, and it always breaks down to energy or spirit.
Vibration,
that's all
energy, light, and light at different rates and different stuff to magnify or manifest certain things in a certain realm or energy field. That's what you're talking.
Nope. So what I'm saying is I don't have to believe in a spirit. It's energy.
Energy is spirit. Something you can't put a hand on.
You put a hand on energy, yo. You eat an apple, you eat energy.
Yeah.
That's how you live. You eat food. Gives you energy.
So once again, if you smoke crack cocaine, it give you a certain type of vibe and energy too, right?
Absolutely, it's a drug.
Yeah, it
changed endorphins.
It changed your chemical. You know what I'm saying? What I want to say, your chemical balance. So now,
those are certain. It heightens your endorphins. That's why you're very sensitive to sound, and people you see people like they hearing shit from long distances because that's what it does. It's the way the drug affects the central nervous system.
Right, that'll take us back into the realm of energy and spirit from the terminology I use. So now I believe we done linked up with what we're talking about. So now this mindset or this thought pattern that comes from whatever energy source, it's either negative or positive on the environment, seeing that it takes its energy from the environment. You see what I'm saying? So when they go and rob and cut down trees and go get the oil and this and that, it's due to the fact that they want the energy, but they want the energy for negative usage. So the people that then took the cities and took all the different base stuff to build this city, you know what I'm saying? They have robbed the earth of certain things to produce this city, these cars, this computer, this and that. So we'll call that Satan. Once again, robbing nature, as you say, right?
Yeah, robbing the hood.
Right. So this still is nature's a mentality. Children. This still is a mentality, thought, and a quote unquote spirit that's on these people to want to hog these materials and natural resources to bring about what they're bringing about. So it's still the negative spirit, which I'm saying from my text is Satan. It's a negative spirit that's on these people that's doing what they're doing to put people on boats and enslave them and stuff. Whether you call it Satan or whether you call it Seth, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you call it, it's the negative of the yin and yang. So we could get universal with it and don't have to use biblical terms, but we still supposed to be able to meet on an equal ground with the fact that it's a negative spirit vibration or whatever you want to call it.
It's just people, man, doing what they want to do, bro, at the end of the day.
But everybody on that vibration, like everybody getting on the homosexuality, everybody getting on the twerking, everybody getting on the vibration or the spirit that is being put out there.
What do you mean they getting on that? What do you mean they get? Everybody ain't getting on that.
I mean, everybody is including everybody. So no, not everybody, meaning some is not inclusive, but the majority are due to the vibrations. Due to the vibrations of the music, which is natural.
No, man. You think the music? Man, come on, man.
Yeah, man.
No, man, that's spooked out. See, that's spookism, man.
But that ain't spookism. You talking about in rap. You telling me if we was over in Africa and we playing our drums and we calling our women hoes and telling them to bend over and stuff and slob on our knob, that would not be the spirit of the you know what I'm saying, of the village at the time?
That'd be the character of the people making decisions.
It's still the same thing, though.
I know it's the same thing, but what I'm saying is you are allowing an excuse in.
We're talking vibration now. If you have
what
more
vibration? What vibrate? What do you mean? That's my point. A vibration that causes you to practice on. I don't buy into that. I mean, if that's where you at with it, I can feel you, bro. But I ain't buying that, yo.
You don't want to deal with the fact that we're talking about, let's see, let me get a good. Were people making external reference to that? Nah, they making external reference to their environment. And when you deal with nature, you talking environment. If you got water around your village, then you're gonna have a different environment than those that don't have water. If you have certain animal stuff in your area, then you're gonna have another type of environment. So environment dictates. And when you have an environment with a lot of negative people and a lot of negative characteristics and stuff, then they tend to dominate the others, and then they make certain things traditional and stuff, and then you got a negative environment with negative traditions and negative energy.
I get you. So you're saying negativity breeds negativity. I agree.
And therefore, when you negative or you hurting the land, then you're going to hurt the crops. You're going to hurt the things that you eat. This is shown today with, mass production of different animals and stuff, and they shooting it up with hormones, this and that and everything. So when the spirit vibration or characteristics of your environment is this, that, and the other, that's what you got to deal with. You have to change the characteristics of the people and the environment and things of that nature. That's why people in the city live one way and people in the South live another way. Now, I know you in Georgia. I'm in Arkansas right now. I still speak white, black. It don't matter who they are. When they drive by, I wave my hand and speak because that's just Southern mentality. When I go to Chicago, I don't speak to everybody unless I know them pretty much personal and those in my neighborhood. I don't go to the other side of town waving like, hey, how y'all doing? They might think I'm throwing up a gang sign. So environment has a lot, and environment is the nature of your setting. So, let's not get too ignorant with the conversation, like one that's not understanding.
You just changed that shit up and went back to realistic shit.
I'm
just saying, I know what you said at first. I know what you now said. That's two different things.
Yeah, we're talking, and we just
got
use
clear.
the term. No, we just talking about terminologies, and what happened is
we talking about a natural environment,
right? But we're talking terminology. Prior to that,
you was on something else.
All I said is,
you said
quote unquote character, which you saying the character of the people, but I said the character from this literature. Satan is running the world. The characteristics of this character in the Bible is found in the people that's carrying out these deeds in these different environments. So just because I use the term, just because I use the term, right? But just because I use a certain terminology, you tried to neglect what was being said.
I didn't. No, I didn't. What I said was when you made Satan a real person, just killed the whole thing. Now when you just say the characteristics of Satan, right, you still spooked the whole thing out. And then you cleared it up and got crystal clear, and now the people can get exactly what you're saying. So to say that Satan is running the world is a bunch of bullshit, but to say that people are following the characteristics of the character that was produced to show you character or lack of character, right, is too different.
Yeah, that's being very technical with the term. That's being very technical with the terminology.
That's right.
Being very
right. Now you get it. Now you get it. That's why I would never call us slaves.
Right,
see?
But I'm just saying.
Kidnap victims. So that's not being technical. That's getting straight to the point so that we're clear now.
That's being very straight to the point with straight terminology.
Need to be. It's 2014, damn it. Need to be.
Right. But that's why I said that's the terminology. That's the terminology you choose to advocate, and what I advocated. So good terminology to those that speak that
language.
Not
saying it's bad, but certain terminology can put you back into a dream state because the spell is with words.
I go with that too.
It's words that place you places.
I won't disagree with that. I will honor what you said because that is spell. Yeah, that's most definitely true.
Like I give you an example. You routinely find, say, Africans fighting wars against Europeans, and they literally beat them. The destruction of the black civilization. Beat the Arabs. Beat them down.
Who that's by?
Chancellor Williams. All of us should have a copy in our house. The destruction of black civilization, great issues of race from 4000 BCE. Now, in this book, he details how the Africans fought against the Arabs, and they defeated them. And after they defeated them, they sat down, right? And the Arabs wrote up treaties, right? And in writing up the treaties, the Africans would have to end up allowing the Muslims to build temples in their area, whereas though the Arabs would never allow us to build our type of temples in their area. And we would wind up having to pay them certain things and certain tools and money and goods, right? Well, they wouldn't have to do that. So it would seem as if we lost. And they did it on paper. So paper, they say the pen is more mighty than the sword. But it's the trick, and that's the spell. The terminology that they use, trickology that they use, gave it power. You get that?
You're saying clearly. That's why I said no matter what the terms is, you still got to get the understanding of what's being stated. So for you to push it that far, well, I had to break it down to the terms that you could understand. Gotta put. I mean,
so no. It's not just so that we can understand that there is no devil. That's what we need to understand. Well, that the moral character of black people can be of a devil, just like the moral character of white people can be the devil.
Oh yeah,
what we say is the moral character of white people has been embodied in their governmental systems since the advent of their pigmentation change.
Right, due to their external reference of their neighborhood environment, just like the brother called in and said, well, I just joined the KKK, was obviously you around people that has that mentality where they have drawn you in to be racist or hateful towards other people and not people that's more loving and caring and of color or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's his environment and it's counseling him to do something in that shape, form, and fashion. Same way as I was saying, if you have the drummers and the rappers or the poets of the village and their poetry and their terms and their conversation is negative and this and that, then you're going to put a negative vibe in the environment. That's why when it's wartime, you play the war drums and you paint your face and you get ready for war in the environment and conflict and ready for war, because that is the vibration that's being given off. When it's peace and people dancing and laughing and having fun, you have another spirit of vibration going on. Then you have a more conducive place for, raising a family and things of that nature. I'm with you, bro. I mean, I had no problem. I had no problem taking to the side and just talking, plain old corner to corner, brother to brother conversation with even some intelligence. So
yeah, because if what you say is true about environment, the Bible has set a climate and an environment, but you don't want to keep promoting that shit because it was given to us in a certain climate and a certain environment.
Yeah, I agree with that. I would agree with that 100%. But the thing is this: if you're a scholar, tell me what all you have. You know what I'm saying? What scholarship do you do?
That's the ultimate on scholarship. Nature.
Okay, what else?
Everything has to be verified through nature.
Right, but you deal with history too, right? You got to be scholarly in history.
Yeah, but your last reference is nature. Like, you can't say Red Sea or sea was split, right?
Right, but...
And then can't verify that and never seen that in nature.
Right, but you saying that's the last, meaning it's more than just nature. So
Well, nature is the primary reference, though. See, nature is the primary reference.
But that still means it's more.
Nature is the primary reference. Listen to what I'm telling you. Nature is the primary reference. If we deal with, watch this. Listen, just check this out. If we deal with paleontology, you know what that is, right?
Nah, to a degree. I didn't heard the word. Okay. I may be unsure.
Archaeology, the study of paleo bones. It's the study of bones.
Yes,
ancient bones. Okay. Bones. It's really just the study of bones, right?
Right.
All right. And archaeology, right? The study of ruins. Okay. Now, bones come from people, and people come from nature, so it's still the study of nature. Paleontology is the study of buildings. Ruins, right?
Right.
Brick, mortar, mud, all these are materials that come from where? Nature. Anthropology. It's the study of cultures.
Well, what do history
everything that you find in a culture, you find in nature.
Right, but what do history come in at that? Because you have to, at some point...
History is spawned. Watch this. History is lived out by people.
Correct.
People live history. Like right now,
in history,
beginning of the show is now history.
Right?
By people who come from nature.
And it's written on paper, which come from
nature. It's come come from nature. That's why I said that nature was the primary source. And we just have different disciplines of science, which is observation, to extract these things out of nature.
Right.
So paleontology is an extraction tool, a fact-finding tool to understand bones. Archaeology is a fact-finding tool. It's a tool to understand and examine ruins. Archaeology, you know what I mean? You dig down in the earth and deal with certain strata. It's an extraction tool to understand that.
What about studying history? What ology is that? Because theological stuff is the study of gods. And I know if you're going to deal with Ra, hold up, two gods, and Ra, ain't it?
No, and Ra. Is hidden.
Right, but they was Ra is the god, right?
Ra is the sun. So the hidden force behind the sun. It's still an idea and a concept, though.
It's an idea and a concept.
The sun is a tangible item. The sun is a tangible item.
And
the hidden force is hidden from us.
I understand that, but listen to the question so you could be assured what you're saying. One, they consider God. They consider gods to the. You
say what?
One, they consider gods to the African. One God.
Absolutely. Nature. Why it says they was considered nature. Why it says nature. They was considered nature. They were different aspects of nature. Energy is hidden from us.
And they was worshipped, right?
Sun is nature. They was dealing with the different forces of nature.
Understand that? I mean,
natural. You get that?
That's going back to trying to say like the Son of God, Jesus, this and that, and worship of the sun, the moon, or
why not worship the sun and the moon? If you do not have a moon, then you do not get protected from certain objects coming out, and you do not have the certain tides changing on Earth. So you need the moon. If you don't worship the moon, if you don't have a moon, then what you got?
Oh, I hear what you're saying, but in the carnal mindset, why worship anything? Why don't you just worship yourself? Seeing that you
worship is the same thing. If you worship yourself, you worship in the sun, because everything comes from the sun. There's no life without the sun.
Nah.
Stop it. There's no life without the sun.
Well, I'm just saying at the end of the day.
Trust me. You saying no? I'm saying, come on, man.
I understand what you're
saying. Give me
something
more powerful than the sun on Earth, dude. There ain't one item that's more powerful than the sun.
Man,
quiet.
Man is more powerful than the sun.
Bullshit.
You don't believe so?
You can't be more powerful than your mother and your father, yo. Impossible. We're not more powerful than the sun. Man, you know how big the sun is? How much energy it get off, man? Come on, yo.
I hear
we're children of the sun.
You know
man
how
is not more powerful than the sun, yo.
You know how much
what you say, brother?
Do you know how much the
sun?
Do you know how much the sun affect your life every day compared to, as you said, the governments that affect your life every day? You know what I'm saying? That governs your life. Just like it governs your life to the government that you under govern your life.
Man, human government. The human government only the human government affects the people that they are affecting. Governments can also affect the ecology on the earth. You're right. They can make certain decisions to chop down trees. So they can literally throw the earth fucked up. That's about it, though.
And that's just as much power as the sun.
No, they don't. Because the sun will get rid of you. Listen. Human beings can throw things out of balance.
Throw it all the way out of balance, right?
Human beings can explode a thermonuclear weapon strong enough to knock the earth off its axis. But the sun can create all new worlds. The sun can make the corrections that man messed up.
Now, I can't prove that a man walked on water. You can't prove that the sun can make new worlds. You can read it somewhere, and you can philosophize on it.
Okay.
But hold up, you cannot go get the Sarah car that go a new world. You cannot do that.
No. We cannot do that. But the sun that's created the world we're living in now, that is my proof.
How are you gonna prove that? Was you there when the sun did it?
It's already been proven.
Hold up. We're being very technical with each other, so listen
to
my
technical. Let's do it. This is easy work. Go ahead.
Right. The question though, so you can hear the matter.
Go ahead. Ask the question and let me talk. Go ahead.
How do you prove, or where is the record that you have that shows the sun created the world? Where do you get this record from?
The fact that we're on this phone having a conversation.
That don't prove it.
Standing on a goddamn, you cut me off.
Go ahead.
Standing on a planet called the Earth. Anybody with any goddamn sense know the Earth was formed by dust particles colliding. Everybody know that them dust particles come from the sun exploding. They call it star dust. So everything that we're looking at, right, comes from the sun. So the sun becomes the creator of the Earth. Science, modern day science proves this. Cosmology, even then if I want to go with the cosmology, proves this. Because Yahweh is the sun. He referenced the sun. Jesus Christ amongst the Christians, watch this. Jesus Christ amongst the Christians is the sun. And Allah, one of Allah's attributes is Allah is the order or the light of heaven. There's only one light in heaven, the damn sun. So all cultures reference the sun. Modern day science reference the sun as being the creator of the earth. They just anthropomorphized it. So Yahweh is an anthropomorphication of the sun. Jesus Christ is the anthropomorphication of the sun. Allah anthropomorphized from the sun. Human beings take natural objects and bring them into human form. Whether that sun be Yahweh, Elohim, whether that sun be Jesus the Christ, or whether that sun be Allah. Very, very simple.
Yeah, but once again, that do not prove the sun and the dust particles, this, that, and the other, created the earth, because no one was there when it happened to take the record of it to show it.
Listen.
That is what one is stating, and it may be true and it may be false, but it cannot be proven by actual, like you said, if you go deal with the bones and you pull out a bone and you see how old it is, this, that, and the other, you can say certain things about the bone because you have the bone and you have it. You have a physical thing to show that. Now, what you're talking about, the sun is so far away, this and the other, and we don't have no dust particles right now that we can see that did this or did that. We just know it is.
Where you at right now? Hold on, where you at right now? Stop. Where you at right now?
This is all we had.
Where you at right now, yo? You in your house?
Home in Arkansas.
All right, do me a favor. Get up somewhere. Walk to the back. You got a dust around there somewhere. Look around for some. You see any dust?
I got a black and mild ash on my
what's that? I'm saying, do you have any dust anywhere in your house? Seriously.
Oh, yeah, dust, yeah, we made a dust. I got dust and dirt
on me. Find some dust. Hold on. Whoa. Find that dust.
There it is.
You found it yet? Scoop it up with your fingers.
Finna scoop it up.
That right there, yo, is the same dust that the earth is made of. I know you say that shit sound crazy, but I'm telling you, that's the same damn dust, yo. Right. I just proved. I did just prove it. Your Bible proves it. The Quran proves it. Listen. And I ain't no religious nigga at all. But what I'm trying to show you is the very fact that we're on the earth. Listen, you don't have to be there. Watch this. We do not have to be there to see the paper that people write on, right, for the Bible, to say that people wrote on paper.
Nah,
look, listen, we don't have to be there for that process.
Nah,
do you hear what I'm saying?
Spooked all that stuff out, like you told me.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
With it.
I did not. Man, I just gave you science on the subject. That didn't spook that out.
Listen, you even quoted the scriptures or text.
I didn't quote it. What I showed you was that even your Bible, right?
How we supposed to
makes reference to the sun. Listen. Hold on, wait. I gave you a scientific explanation on where the planet comes from. You do not have to be there on the inception of the planet, right? To look back at science through scientific experiments to know that. And I simply used the Bible to show you that Yahweh is just the sun, which y'all claim is your God, and Allah, amongst the Muslims, they claim to be God, is just the sun, because they said Allah is the light, there's only one light. Then I said Jesus Christ, Christians say that Jesus is the truth, the life. No one comes through Christ. Jesus, the light of the world, is the damn sun. So I wasn't using the spooked out scripture to prove anything. And I'm telling you, we do not have to be there to prove that the Bible is a book written on paper. You can analyze it and realize that, yes, it's written on paper. That's my point.
Right, but when you pick up the say Bible and it's written on paper, then there go your proof.
So when you walk outside and drink some water, There go your proof.
Nah, what
That's
you
what I'm trying
gave
to
me,
tell
brother, which is the world view on the sun.
I did
and
not
how the
know,
sun,
man. It's modern.
Yes, you
Stop,
gave me.
yo.
Hold up,
Come
hold
on,
up,
man.
listen,
Google
hold
the
up, hold
sun,
up,
man.
hold up.
You
Listen,
Google shit, but I don't even
I
fuck
know,
with
but
you.
I'm just saying.
Are you
Listen.
serious? Wait,
Look,
hold
I'm
on.
real
Just say you
serious.
joking,
I'm serious.
yo.
That's a heart attack right now.
So tell me where the earth comes from, then, yo. We're gonna listen. I'm gonna listen. Go ahead.
I can't tell you. I want them when I can't tell
No,
you.
man, come on, yo.
Now, I'm being very real with you right now.
Wait a minute. All right, stop. Hold on, wait. Okay, hold on, whoa, hold on. Science means to observe. What I'm telling you is, right, from ancient times, people on this earth have observed things in nature, and through the observation, which is science through nature, through scientific method and scientific experimentation, I am telling you that man has concluded, right, that the planet Earth comes from the sun. That there's DNA and RNA contained in suns, and that which forged our bodies together was hot blazing suns to forge trace elements in our body together to form who we are. That's not a stage joke, and I'm not making it up. It's not spooked out. It has been proved through scientific experimentation. That's what I'm trying to tell you, dude. I can't make you see that.
Right, but
it's not a belief. It's not a belief. It is not faith.
Give me 5 minutes now, 2 or 3. What you saying now is and then you took the scientific perspective. Okay, and you took the scientific perspective and said these people that spook it out from the scientific perspective all agree. So now that's the majority.
No, you don't agree. You do not say that Yahweh is the sun. You don't agree to that shit.
But I'm just saying those that agree. Those that don't. That's why I'm telling you.
So okay, all right, whoa, stop. So you telling me Yahweh is the sun? Do you agree to that? Right. So why you use it? You don't agree to that. You don't agree to Yahweh is the sun.
I don't use it.
What, the sun?
I call on the name of Jesus, and I don't say Jesus is the son. I didn't say the son.
Right. I know. Stop. Hold on. Wait. Wait, hold. Listen to what you're saying. The Bible clearly says that Jesus is the light of the world. All life comes through Christ. Right or wrong, yo? I have you want to put that shit. That's what the book say, right?
If it's speaking metaphorically, if one said, hey, let me illuminate you, light, is he talking, what are he talking now?
What light is it, yo? Them niggas ain't had no goddamn Edison wasn't made back then, yo. What light was they talking? There's only one light.
He was talking illumination.
Right, what illuminates, yo? Wait, what illuminates light? What illuminates back in 2000 BCE?
The illumination of the mind.
It was not. They was talking about the sun, yo.
Light.
That's why you see pictures with Jesus Christ has the halo around his head. It's the sun, yo. Whenever you see a picture of Christ, you see the light. He's the Son of God.
Where do you get that from, though? That's what the white man is telling you. Either you believe that
No,
or you
yo,
don't.
it's the picture. Stop it, yo. Stop it.
That's what the artist that painted Michelangelo or whatever told you that was.
I ain't even talking about Michelangelo. I'm talking about before you can go to Rome Cataclysm. You can go to the Roman. You can go to Russian icons.
Whoever painted those pictures. Whoever painted those pictures.
Okay, so whoever wrote those books and painted those pictures was painting you the picture of the sun.
Of the scripture.
All right. Okay. All right. Let's go to the Book of Malachi, yo. Why you Book of Malachi 4:2, nigga. Bring out your book. I don't got it.
S-O-N. Capital S-O-N. I ain't even flipped to it. You got it. You the man.
Read it. I ain't the man. You the man. Let's see.
I'm the man next to the man right now.
All right. Okay, here you go. Book of Malachi, chapter 4, verse 2. It say, but unto you that fear my name shall the Son, S-U-N, of righteousness arise with healing in his, and ye shall go forth and grow up as calves in the stall. When I'm making it, the word is the Son of righteousness, dude. It's not the S-O-N, but that.
We talking literal or metaphorically again.
Nah, I should say, well, okay, let's go to the Blue Bible. Let's go to the Blue Study Bible. Let's see what the word is. We're going all the way in.
What the word means. But I mean, at the end of the day, it said, God is Abba to you. He your father.
Right, God is your father. So God, watch this.
But is he
right,
literally
God is
our
your father?
How did he
listen.
become our father?
So if God is your father, then God would have to be the son, because we're children of the son.
Man. I mean,
we in overtime?
Right? Yeah, we've been in overtime. People can't really call in no more. It's a couple brothers I seen hit your post up like, what happened to the show? But nah, man, that's why we got to do this.
There you go. Man. There you go, right here. Whoa. We're going to the book of Malachi. Okay, we're going to get to the word. There you go, right here. Son. The word son is Strong's number 8121. It's metaphorical. No, the word is the son, yo. No indication of metaphorical nothing.
Yeah, but it's not the word.
Yeah, boy. It's
not the word. It's just saying. You can say.
All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, let's go to Psalms 8. What? And we're going to say Yah is the son. I keep doing it, yo.
Let's take it to New York City, and you know we're people to deal with figure of speech when they say, yo, what's up, son?
Oh, wow.
When they say, yo, what's up, son?
Right.
I call my brother's son because he shine like one. Is they talking about the same thing that you just said? Hold up. Are they talking about the same thing you said, though, with the fact that they brother is shining like the sun? And can you really look at a man and he's shining like the sun?
No, but they're still making reference back to the sun. What's up? The sun is the only thing that's up. What's up, sun?
We know what it's referencing to, but that don't.
First of all, when you say what's up, son, you talking about a son like a son of a father, brother. Stop it. Come on, man. They is, man.
Hey, hold up. When the man
what's up, son? Like you're my son. You're my son.
Nah, you could do it in two different ways because you got two terms of words that spell son. S-O-N. Nah, you know this, brother, because you not.
I don't know this. I'm reading the book, and the book said that as you and we ran out of that.
You're not unintelligent. When a man tells you that he's saying, I'm calling my brother son, because he sound like when he talking S-O-N, like I'm sonning this nigga, he said, you like the sun, you shining. You enlightened.
When?
You bright.
When? Hold on, stop. When somebody say, what's up, son? We talking about the Bible, yo.
You know
we talking about the book of Malachi, yo.
No, because I ain't want to get into you said that's a spookery book. So I ain't want you to get spooked out in that book. So I took it to some more tangible.
We can talk about that.
Hold up.
We went technical.
Something more tangible, what we can relate and even can relate, that in New York they use son as like you my son, or I'm calling them son because that's how bright he is. That's how my man is shining. It could be used either way because and that's one thing when you're dealing with the Bible, you have to deal with it literally, or you have even though it's making reference to the sun, that it ain't literal. Because when is the sun gonna come on earth? It's that in a literal aspect. No, it's gonna stay out there where it's at. So it's not talking about when it came to the earth and did something.
Okay, so then what was they talking about? What was coming with healing and wings?
At the end of the day, it's talking in the metaphorical and a figure of speech.
Of what? About what?
It ain't talking
metaphorical
literal.
About what? I know, but you're saying they're talking about the sun, using it as a metaphor, right? Back to the sun. What was the metaphor for the sun, or talk about the sun?
Right, but once again,
the sun.
What do you read in the Bible now? Since the sun created. Now, we're not talking that.
Go to Genesis, yo. Go to Genesis.
When you use the word, when you use the word.
Go to Genesis and start. Go to the Genesis chapter 1, verse 1 and read.
Listen, though.
I'm listening. I'm going to show you. Go to Genesis chapter 1, verse 1.
Because what you doing now is, when you take that Genesis and you go to John where it said Jesus is the light of the world, and you go back there to Genesis, talk about the light of the word, it's talking about the Son, S-O-N, the only begotten S-O-N of God.
I feel you, yo. Listen. I'm feeling you. Listen. Look at the attributes. This is the light of the world, yo. How in the hell can you be the light of the world and not be a son? It's right there for you, yo. How can Jesus be the light of the world, right, and not be a son?
Or compared to a son.
Yeah, remember, you want to put it. It's still talking about the son,
remember now, what you're doing is verbally.
What am I doing?
You making a verbal contract of what it is and what it isn't.
I'm really not. I'm going back to Heliopolis.
Now
because you're reading a holy Bible. Listen, you're reading a holy Bible. The word holy comes from hold on. The word holy comes from Helios, the sun. Holy Bible. Helios, Biblios, Bible, Biblios, paper. You're looking at the Helios, Biblios, papyrus. You're looking at the holy papers.
You just
right? Where do you get the holy papers from? You get it from Heliopolis or Hickopatah. Or hold on. Or Hickopatah, right, which is the city of the sun. Brother, in Africa, where all religious ideas and concepts are developed at the city of the sun. All religious practices known to mankind go back to Heliopolis, which is the city of the sun. Or Hickopatah. Patah is what? The opener of the way. Patah. What is Patah? Patah is the black dot, the sun. Come on, son. This shit is so basic. It's easy riding from this point on.
Hold up.
It's easy riding, yo.
Because you try to take over. What's sake? Let me get some.
I'm not trying to take over.
Hold up. Let me get some cover. Yeah, let me get some cover.
Where you cut me off at, yo? So I hate to read. Where you cut?
No, what's sake? Time out. Look,
go ahead, yo.
All you doing
Put me on black ice. What?
All you doing now is showing me and telling the audience that man has been worshiping the sun since the beginning of time, and so therefore you're taking everything, and you're taking what the Bible's saying and putting it in that reference also, which may or may not be true, which you will have to prove that. And what you're doing is trying to do a good job of that, but you know. That's just making some statements that cannot even be dealt with at this time because we don't have a time frame for it.
Oh, all right, okay, all right.
But
go
your
ahead,
reference is made. A good chunk of it out there. But nah, man, I mean, what you saying, I hear you 100%. You rattle them references off real good, and that's what most of the people of the world believe.
What? Go ahead, man.
That the sun is the all to be all.
Right. Shit. On Earth. In the cosmos.
It'll be any planet because the sun is what we all rotate around, ain't it?
Yeah, the sun gives birth to planets, yo.
Yeah, but I'm just saying
I got my young brother on the phone, yo.
What up, young brother? Gunner.
Chris. I ain't want the brother to think I was making up something, right? I was trying to tell him, that all life comes from the sun.
And then tell him what
I couldn't prove it. He said I couldn't prove it. And I thought I really did prove it, but he said he couldn't. I'm just trying to let him know.
What is your definition of proving things now? What is the equation we use?
So that means whatever the sun or whatever stars are, it's things moving and it's so fast that it's just so damn high.
So we dealing with motion now, right?
And motion is
and what object?
Exactly. And see, that's why we can't have a European view of what life is, because we always said everything is living. See, the European breaks it down and says, there's organic matter, and then there's physical matter, like they'll say rocks are, quote, non-living organisms. We never believed that. That's why we have words like Tumi or Ashe. In Tumi, but in the Khan would basically mean tower, but not necessarily tower. It's the essence that's brought out from.
So anything in motion or moving give off a vibration, right? Or
absolutely. That's why the whole universe is living. So
nigga, but that shit moving from the sun, nigga. The atoms and protons and neutrons come out of the sun, yo.
Let your sun shine right quick.
Go ahead, Chris.
Hold up, let me get this. Let your sun shine right quick. It won't come off the lips, right?
Sunshine. Let the sun shine. You crazy as hell, yo. Let the sun shine.
Go ahead, son. Shine right quick. Enlighten us.
I mean, that's how we always looked at things. You know, they the ones who try to break shit down as something non-living. Like, the whole earth is everything that comes from the earth is living. So,
but my question is the proof part. How we gonna prove that the sun created everything that's living, and we cannot even get to the sun to see, quote unquote, what it did? I mean, who do you know that traveled any scientific whatever?
And they're crazy.
I'm just saying that ain't crazy.
I mean,
That's
I feel what you're
legitimate
saying.
question.
Though.
You
I feel
cannot.
what you're saying to a certain
You can't
extent.
even travel there.
What? You ain't got to go to no damn sun and know the sun and measure the sun and take the elements in the sun out, man. Stop, yo.
Yeah, you
All right,
telling
go
me.
ahead, Chris. Go ahead, Chris.
You're telling me that
Chris.
even go there and check it out and see if truly that's where it could have came from the moon. Somebody could have told us
man,
it
the
came
moon come from the earth.
But I hear what you're saying. Somebody could have told us it was the sun and it could have been the moon. Or it could have been another planet. Or we could have been a star floating somewhere.
Oh,
these things could have
No. No.
Yes.
But see, that's it. See, it's not your fault because we've been trained to overthink sometimes.
Nah, it's not an overthinking. All it is possibilities. The possibility of us coming from the sun, from what you stated, it's a possibility. The possibility of us coming from anywhere else.
No, that's over with, yo. That's over with, yo. Water is H2O. There's no other possibility. Water is the life. It's a life force on the planet, yo. That's not a stage joke, yo. That's already been confirmed, yo.
Who gave us that element and gave us that equation? Because the Africans could have had another term for the equation. So
they didn't, yo.
They did call it.
They said the sun, Batal, yo.
But I'm just saying, for us water, they call it English language we speak and not an African language. So water is not even water in Africa. It's a foreign term.
None.
So H2O.
If you ever been to the beach,
would not be H2.
You're right, but listen. Look, if you ever been to the beach at night and looked at, not like Great Lakes or something. I'm a real
I've
beach.
been towards the ocean. Towards the ocean. Now you
stay
in California.
And at nighttime, if you look out there, you know what I'm saying, just think about the sounds of the waves and how dark it is. You know what I'm saying? This is where if people like Gerald Massey in ancient Egypt in the Light of the World opened the book up by saying the earliest man stood on the shores of the sea and watched the waves move. And when he watched the waves move, he would ask the question, who is doing that? See what I'm saying? So when you are, when you're observing nature to a certain degree, you're going to receive certain information. You're going to get an understanding of where you're coming from and, things of that nature. You know that you need water because if you don't get water, your body tells you that you need.
Because we're a certain percentage.
No one had to. Just that alone.
But let me ask you a question
we
right
could
quick.
prove
So
right there. Go ahead.
Enlighten me on this. So the water moves by the ocean tides and stuff moves by the moon, right?
The what?
The ocean tides and the water moves by what governs
the moon controls the tides.
Okay.
There you go.
The moon controls the tides. Moves. It's different things that happen that makes the water move. When we're also talking about different
as we stated, everything is in motion. The water
like,
in motion too.
You would think about like a volcano, an underwater volcano. I forgot, but it's a specific name for volcanoes that are underwater.
Get jet streams too, make the water.
Right. It's a lot of factors that make.
What if somebody threw a rock on the other side of the ocean and the wave just kept moving?
If somebody did what?
Threw a rock on the other side of the ocean and caused the wave to move, and it stayed in continual motion.
That's what it's all about. That's pretty much how it happened. That's how everything happened.
Yeah, continual motion.
And set it off, saying something happened to constantly set everything off. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's an old saying that when a butterfly flaps its wings in China, then it's a tornado in the United.
Perpetual motion. 84. Hold on. Psalms 84:11. Right. For the Lord God is a sun and a shield.
Hey, Chris,
the Lord will give grace and glory. No good thing will He withhold from them. Walk upright. Back again. The Lord God is a goddamn sun.
Chris, one sec, old school. Let me talk to the young gun. Old gun. 1 sec. You know what I'm saying? You still got a good shot, but I want to shine your pistol right now. I'm glad. But hey, you know that type of lingo, right?
Oh yeah.
Now when it's comparing, now let me get the proper figure of speech. Metaphor.
You fly, right? You fly.
metaphor is a like, right? Or is that a simile or
a metaphor
like
would be like a as would be a type.
Comparing something to the sun in the Bible, what would trigger a switch with that be?
That's no different than what we've been doing for hundreds of years. I mean, we got names for natural elements. What happened was they became gods to people who didn't understand, and they started drawing pictures of them and different images of these natural forces. You see what I'm saying? So when you could say something like, Oya is like the wind, because Oya what Oya represents as a function and a principle that governs life in general, she represents the wind. See what I'm saying? And when I say she, I'm giving the wind a characteristic, right? But I can't just draw a picture and be like, oh, that's Oya, because it's a bigger idea than that. And see, this is where the Bible is correct by saying don't make an image of God, because when you make an image of God, you could, you know what I'm saying, you could bullshit anybody. Number one, and number two, it's harder to bullshit people.
Anthropomorphic.
Think about this.
Oh,
I had
big
this conversation with somebody yesterday. If the Bible says don't make images of God, and that's supposed to be the earliest headquarters of St. Peter's Basilica and all of that shit. Why did they have an image of God?
Because they're not dealing with it. Because they're not dealing with the God of the Bible. Because clearly say don't do it.
But look,
you go against it, and you're not listening.
But see, in their hearts and minds, they are. It's just that they know that when they put their faith to God, that gives them more power. Because we've been doing that for thousands of years, putting our faith. You know what
I understand that too, but you understand the fact that if they doing it and he say don't, then you're not following the rules and regulations of that God. So you're not dealing with that
but
God.
He said don't.
You may be dealing with another God.
A man said don't do it, though. Huh? That's the whole thing. A man said don't do it.
He said
God didn't say don't do. God doesn't say nothing.
He said God said.
God talks
to a degree, because if you go to Exodus 20, it said he came down himself out of the cloud. So in that instance, he didn't even speak through Moses or no prophet or nothing. They heard the voice from behind a dark cloud. They seen no similitude, only heard a voice. That's what this literature says.
Oh yeah, see,
that's what the literature say.
Now that goes back to what we were talking about earlier about the metaphor. Now, because come on.
Nah,
now.
that don't take us back to the metaphor.
It do, because you talking about God talking to people from a cloud now. Come on now.
That's the fact of fiction. That's not a metaphor. That's saying literally. Saying literal, he did this. Now either one believe it or not, but I'm just from the literary aspect of the book. It's not saying that he spoke through a veil or a man or through a dream.
But what
or
I'm saying is, who is he, though? Who is he?
I don't know. I never met him.
That was speaking through the.
It said God. I never met him. Sit down. So that's like me trying to tell you. That's like me trying to tell you.
This is why, and this is the problem with the mysterious God, because we don't know who this is.
Nah, but see what we dealing with though is the fact that we talking about how he. What's that big word you used there, bro? I ain't used it in a while. My tongue won't get it out.
Family?
No. Morphosize. What's
anthropomorphism?
Yeah, my tongue won't do that. But that's what we talking. Get that. But in this one instant, then they seen a cloud and God's voice came from the cloud. So one incident, it wasn't, that term could not be used. And
brother. Can I ask you a question, brother?
Go ahead.
God has a voice?
Yeah, the voice of God.
I
never heard his voice.
You just said, some Israelites seen the God of Israel, yo, and they sat down and ate some food together, yo. Me and Chris covered this extensively, man.
Yeah,
come
but
on, yo.
Look, check it out.
And
check
then
it out.
God said, let there be light. So
come on, man.
But check it out. The question you just asked is, hold up. The question you just asked is just like me asking, is the sun made the world? See what I'm saying now? We can't be hypocritical now. If we gonna deal with proof to manifest itself, we got to play with equal scale here. We got to have the balance right.
Okay.
You can't mess up the balance. Then you end up.
Okay. Okay,
So
can I talk then? Can I talk?
I'm saying if you ask me, did the literature say, then that's how I would answer that. But if you ask me, have I heard it before?
So what I'm telling you is they got at least 50 years, 75 years, 100 years of studying the goddamn sun, yo. They have concluded after 100 years of studying the sun and how it works and protons and neutrons and atoms, 95% of the goddamn galaxy's atoms are contained in suns. They recognize that suns give birth to suns, and suns give birth to planets, and planets give birth to water, dust, stardust. This is the science, plain and simple. And I simply use the quote-unquote scriptures. Hold on. I use the scriptures to show you that they're all talked about the sun. Because think about it. Imagine you being Homo sapiens sapien on Serengeti at 300,000 years. And imagine you feeling that motherfucking sun. God.
But check it out,
Think about that, yo. There's no other power but the sun. Men have been trying to talk about the sun, and then they figured out what the sun was. They get it. Sun is life, yo.
I might agree to that. I might agree to that 100%. But the making of the planet, nah, that's shaky. But check it out.
Well, can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor then?
When have you ever found
the planet was already hit? But see, the Earth is not a solid rock. The Earth is magma.
Right.
And at the core supposedly is iron. But they even admitted that they don't know whether or not the Earth has a solid core. Some say it has a hollow core. Some say it's just straight magma all the way to the damn
but look,
core.
check it out. The point is not how the manifestation of it is shaped or molded, whatever. The thing is this: what we're talking about is the proof that the sun did it. And now, what I'm saying is, we just got through talking. What's the most powerful thing in the world? He said the sun, right? I said
the
man.
Sun, yo.
I said man because why? Man governs other men, just like the sun governs what it governs. Man governs what it governs. And you never found. Hold up, 1 second.
And the mind governs the body.
Right, but you never, whether if it was Egyptian culture or whatever culture it was, you never seen where man, an individual man, could dictate what the government said. Those that have worshipped the sun and dealt with the sun has always been and always will be. In the text that they're allowed to go out to the people dictates that that's what it is. Whether if you want to say, as he broke down, the major religions or anything else, that's what it is. So because everyone is in agreements with that, now we saying we supposed to accept that. This what it is, the scientists, and then even the religious text said. So I'm gonna go with that. It may not be true just because everybody doing it. I'm supposed to say, yeah, I'm gonna jump on that bandwagon now, cause my whole thing is like anything else. Everybody rolling with God and saying it's a God, whether they saying it's Allah, Jehovah, Yahweh, or Buddha, or whoever they want to say. But it's like everybody going with that. But do I want to jump on that bandwagon? No. So we can't hold everyone to that.
Nah, man, you keep mixing apples with oranges.
I mean, he do got a
red apple and green apple.
So, Chris, ain't nobody riding with that though. It's not that we're riding with that.
Hey, I can ride
it's a scientific theory. It's been proven. It's not, motherfuckers ain't fighting over that no more. It's a difference between riding with the Bible that on the bandwagon, but we're saying that the study of the sun is science and it's constantly evolving. That's what I'm trying to tell you, dude. That's not the same thing.
You're supposed to accept what the scientists say. These the same people that tell us we need.
No, man, you mixing the Chris. You don't get what I'm saying, though. Seriously, it's not the same thing. We're not believing about the sun. It's not a belief.
In our popular opinion.
But it's not. Though, Chris. You ever stood in the store? Do this test, Chris. But it's not.
Please interpret for me, Chris. Please interpret for me. Right quick. Y'all talk the same language pretty much. He may be able to tell you better than me.
The acceptability of that thing can be questioned just based on the fact that it's a mass agreement on being the truth.
Mm-hmm.
It is important to even that idea in itself. However, the fault in that type of logic is answers to any questions would be based on evidence. Just like the court of law, if you want to know, if you want to convict somebody of killing another person, then evidence would have to be produced that this person was the one who did it. Otherwise, somebody could just pop up and lie on somebody and say, oh, he did it, and then he'd be in jail for life just off somebody else's word. So therefore, evidence must be brought forth, and a decision must be made based on,
and not just popular belief that he did it.
And the court and the law is the world, and law is the structure of life, and law is what governs all universal